Fun.
Okay. Oh, are we live now? Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live celebrating my birthday and anything. Celebrate anything in life. Everybody, what we're having going on. Wow, it looks like there's already a lot of people here. How was your day today, Misty?
My day was very good, Cheryl. I've been very excited to do the live stream with you today. I have a busy weekend, so happy birthday, Cheryl. Happy birthday. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you decided to go live. I mean, no pressure or nothing, but I'm happy to be here to help support you through it. So yeah, I've had an awesome day. How's your day been?
Oh, pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I took some naps, recovering from the week of anxiety and stuff. So I kind of took it easy today. So, but I'm glad to be here, and we have to jump off sometime, right? We have to start somewhere. So here we
Yep,
are.
absolutely. I know you've only done what, two videos, and now
Yeah.
you're doing a live stream. You're just going all the way outside your comfort zone. I love it. I think it's great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, who do we got here? Oh, we got Risa here. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I'm sorry. Oh, Caroline's here. Thank you.
Hey,
Hey,
Brittany.
Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
Uh, Frugal Mama, I probably don't know how to pronounce your name properly, so I'm going to say hi, Frugal Mama. I don't want to say your name incorrectly.
I think I've got it, and I'm going to say, hey, Tasharia.
Tasharia. Hi, Tasharia. I love the name. It's beautiful.
Still, it's still, I don't know why it's tricky for me, but go
Thank
green
you.
team. Sorry, just I know
Yeah,
that's not
green
your team,
team. Go
Cheryl. You
green
can you
team.
can
Any
shout
color
out your
team
two
here.
picks.
Go. Yeah.
I
Red
just see
team.
so many. I'm a green team here, so
Yeah. Wait, Sharon's here. Is Risa on the green team too?
no, she's not. Unfortunately,
Oh.
I'd love to have Risa on my team. Are you kidding me? She's just been a stepping fool recently. She's winning all the Fitbit challenges.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, on the red team, I didn't know anyone. I got to, or I take that back, Lexi. I do know
Oh
Lexi.
yeah, we all
So
know
I got to
this.
meet a bunch of lovely ladies, and so that's great. So I haven't been doing too great with the steps this month, but that's okay. There's another month, another challenge. So that's all that.
Yeah.
Hey, and cheers if anyone brought their adult beverage. I have lemonade with a little whiskey in mine. Cheers.
I have again Jack and Coke Zero. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're only, this is all, guys, tonight, though. For any of you who were on my Misty Marathon, Bella has now told me that's what we're calling them on Bella's channel. That was 6.5 hours. This is all Misty's drinking tonight.
Well, you guys were
But
doing like straight up big shots. I didn't think you were going to drink that many shots.
Cheryl, somebody was cheering us on from my remembering of the evening with
I
my,
did, but I seriously didn't think you guys were going to take like this big of shots all night. I thought
I
you were
didn't
just doing
either,
like a
Cheryl.
standard.
We started out right here at a safe level, and I wasn't even doing shots. And then about 3.5, 4 hours in, I think that changed. But
Well, Bella just had that giant shot glass. It's
it
just
was
she
a
poured it.
double. Of course. Why would we do any less?
Hey, it was a fun night, great celebrating. And hey, we got to celebrate when we can and have fun when we can. That's
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
take it when we can. So I think in February, if Rick's doing better, we kind of maybe want to rent a cabin and maybe try to hike some winter trail. If it's not too cold. It's too cold, we're not in for it. It's just we're older. We don't need to freeze our butts off. So, that's for younger people who can handle it. So, but we'll see. I mean, that was kind of the plan, but then, this the virus and stuff happens. So,
Yep.
maybe that's summer plans. Who knows? But that's all right. We're here live celebrating. Anyone else have anything to celebrate for anything, anything, any kind of celebrating you want to do and share with us? That'd be awesome. How about you, Misty? Have anything to? I know you got tomorrow lots of celebrating coming up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's celebrating. I'm
Yeah.
become a crazy person. I don't know. Well, actually, what's happened, Cheryl? And for those of you, we'll talk about your weight loss too at some point if you want. Cheryl's lost 70 something pounds. I've lost 115 pounds, and I just feel amazing. And so, I had through the course of the last month or so done a Lego live stream where I went and built Legos with my friends and had other people join, and so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central on my channel. super excited, and I think I may actually be able to get 10 people on the live stream for me. And as part of this community, you know how important it is to me.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think that's super fun. And then LB and I were talking, and we're like, well, we should do a 5K for Derek's Journey Step Challenge. Again, go green team. I'm sorry, I'm wearing blue, green team. Oh no. um Go green team anyway. But yeah, so I was talking to LB, and she was like, do you want to do it together? And because we only live like 45 minutes apart, hour, depending on traffic. And I was like, yeah, LB, let's do it. Let's meet up. So we're meeting for a 5K. And then Kirsten at Kirsten Quick Fit, I kept talking about how much I liked my dadgum barbell. And she's like, you want to do a workout with me? And I mean, I paused. I did the what? But yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow at 7:30 Central. I'm super
I'm
excited
excited
about
for it. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to do that kind of workout. I'm not, from what's been going on, but I will
it.
do some cardio and stuff, and I'm going to be there cheering on, and I will
Oh,
do
there's
some
gonna
kind of
be
workout.
cardio. We're
Yeah.
doing cardio and strength, so you
All
can do the
right.
cardio pieces
All
with
right.
it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. But yeah, losing a lot of weight. I've gained a few pounds this month overall, but that doesn't upset me by any means. But I have lost over 70 pounds. And and maybe only a couple other people, it was more of a health issue scare. And then it was like, okay, it's time. I'm like, I'm in my 50s. Come on now, get it together. Come on, let's be serious. So I started with some physical therapy, and then I've tried different diets, like probably most everybody. And then, but I did the Whole30, and there's a lot of things I liked about it. But keto, low carb, my body seems to react the best to that. So that's pretty much what I stick with. Um, and it's different for everybody. I think I'm kind of follow more like you do. I don't really have high fats. I try to eat clean. Yeah, I kind of eat dirty, like I have pepperonis or things of that nature. But for the most part, I eat pretty clean. And then I guess the dirty parts would be like the fat bombs or some of the little treats that maybe I don't make at home. I buy. Um, so yeah, it's been the most successful for me. And I knew a lot about it because years ago, Rick found out he got type 2 diabetes. So I had already read and did as much research on it. And then when I realized I could do it, that's what I've been doing. Oh, and then started adding fitness in too. And sometimes you mention your videos, I fall over or I'm holding on to things just because I'm, it's I've never done them or I haven't done that kind of stuff since I've been a kid or whatever have you. So
Yeah.
I'm just growing my strength, and that's all I can do. And take
No,
each day as it comes.
that's great. And I mean, not to just, be a reminder of a negative thing, but as your birthday, as we age,
Yeah.
that's something that I'm learning is that strength training is
Oh,
very important. And the balance too.
balance.
Sharon's balance workout the other day was a doozy of a workout. I did better than I remembered doing the last time I did something similar to that. And I was like, okay, it's not bad, right? And then she put out that little clip about like balancing while you're trying to clean your dishes, and that is hard because you have to focus on so many things to balance, and then clean the dish, and then it all goes to, and then you're like, oh dang it. So but it's things like that that have really helped, both of us. You and Rick, before everything happened, you were out doing long hikes.
Yeah, I never even thought I would like hike. I mean, I do enjoy being outside, like with friends where we have a built-in pool. And so we've entertained, with the kids and all the friends and our friends. But it's a matter of being bugs. I don't like bugs and, all these things. So, hiking really never appealed to me. My family never camped, even though Rick did. And the kids, we took them a couple times, and I enjoyed myself. But I like my dishwasher. I don't want to wash pans while I'm camping. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, but I seem to have a mindset now in the hiking, and maybe it might turn into like a camping trip where it's part of a hiking trip or something. I just don't know where it's going to go. I'm not going to say no to anything anymore because I said no or avoided so many things for most of my life or insecurities or whatever. And it's like, okay, it's no more no's. I'm going to, like tonight, right before we went on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm super nervous. I'm like,
I did not help that any, Cheryl. I'm sorry. I had like technical difficulty after technical difficulty, guys. So we talked for like a minute before we joined. So,
but we're here. We're
Yeah,
doing
we are. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I know
No,
normally
don't be sorry.
we like to talk, but
Yeah, no, don't be sorry.
welcome to the live streams where you never really know what's going to happen. But
Yeah, for sure. And then Nikki's, oh my gosh, I'm not even scrolling. People are saying
you're
something
not
so
even scrolling,
kind.
and there are so many of y'all here right now. I'm so excited and happy to see y'all here.
Oh,
even
hi,
though
Kelsey. Oh my gosh, I'm not even saying hi to people. I'm so
most of them are
sorry.
looking at you, but I'm so excited
Oh,
to
hey,
see y'all here.
Tracy. Oh, hi, Derek. Yeah, I thought it would scroll down by itself. It is not. I apologize,
Okay,
everybody.
Carolyn's answering some questions that Bella asked. It's been a lot of fun in the comments too. I mean, I've been listening to you too, Cheryl, and I've been
Oh my
talking.
gosh, tell me, what are the questions? I can't even see them. Here's, I gotta get my old lady glasses on.
Put them readers on. Nobody nobody judges you for that. Young people wear readers too.
Wow, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, Misty's mama's on here. Hi, Misty.
Yeah, my mama's here. Hey, Mama. I'm so sorry, Cheryl, but when you get caught up, Carolyn's typo said butt butters instead of nut butters, and it's great and making me happy.
Okay, Bella, what time is it where
Let's
I'm
take
at?
another
I am the same time Misty is. So we are at 7 something, whatever the minutes are after 7:11.
7-Eleven.
Central Standard Time like Misty is. Hi, Johnny Small Pepper. I don't know if I know you, but welcome. Awesome that you came to join our live.
But
Oh,
Bella's
Monda's here.
way up north from where I am, just so you know.
Okay.
So, like, she gets snow and all kinds of cold and everything, Bella.
Oh, just like, oh, hi, Jeannie. Oh, thank you guys so much for coming. My heart is just like, oh my goodness. Let's see.
Yes, Maha. My mama is popular everywhere because she's the best. No offense to all your
It's the best. Hi, Shy. I miss you. Okay,
Carolyn, that's rude. You tried to change it and it just wanted you to say butt butter on a Friday.
Yes, you can say butt butter. Butt butters. Woohoo.
Oh no, I'm tickled and we're just getting started. Uh-oh, everybody get ready.
Okay, I'm caught up and I'm sorry I didn't read any of your questions. If you want to retype them, I'm caught up to where Shy says, hey everyone, hope you're all well. Yes, I hope everyone is well too.
Hey, Sarai. Sarai is done with that horrible job. Sarai, just have to say again, congratulations. I'm excited for you. She put in her 2-week notice at a horrible job, and today was her last day. So we celebrating, Sarai. We celebrating.
Celebrating your new job. Yes. Well, bye, Sharon. Thank you so much for popping in. It means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, new job. I mean, sometimes we've all had some crappy jobs in our life, and it's nice to when you get a good one. It is really nice. I was telling Misty, besides babysitting everybody from church to the neighborhood kids to even my sister, she's 10 years younger than me. So I guess I started working when I was 10, but my first like real pay job where you got to pay taxes was McDonald's. And then Missy informed me, like, was it 1 in 4 people around?
Has anybody in the chat worked at McDonald's and not scared to share it? Because they say in a room, 1 in 5 people have worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but it totally makes sense.
We got you, Cheryl, so you're one.
Yeah,
everybody else have worked at McDonald's. Like, that's how huge a franchise it is.
Oh, for sure. Well, and when I worked there, they didn't have a Playland yet. I mean, so I remember the Playland coming in years after I had, quit and worked corporate. So it's just so funny. They didn't even have that.
You're not that much older than me, and I remember
not that much older than you. Well, they put the Playland in.
You're only 7 years older than me. That's not a lot older than me. So you were working there when you were how old?
Oh, excuse me, 16. I was
16. So I would have been 9, and I know when I was a child we had a Playland.
Maybe it was just different locations or states started having maybe. I don't know. Well, because I'm about a half hour, 25 minutes north of the Twin Cities, so we're not, too far away. I mean, it's suburbs, granted, at the time, but we weren't that far away to not, what is it? I think there's 50,000 people in the town I grew up in, or 60,000. So it's not that small of a town.
I don't know, Cheryl.
I don't know. You know what? I mean, like, there's still Dairy Queens that are walk-ups. We still have Dairy Queens further north that are just walk-up only.
Still today?
Yeah, we do.
I had heard that was a thing, but I didn't know they still had that today.
Yeah, and a lot of them will close, obviously, winter. Only a couple will stay open, depends upon the owners, and then obviously it's too cold of a day, they're not open. But yeah,
Oh,
we
because
still
you
have
have to walk up. I'm like, you don't want soft serve on any day of the week. I feel like it'd be good on any day of the week.
well,
But I
when
get
it's
it
30
because
below
you
and you have
don't
to walk
have to
up to the
sit
counter.
outside.
Yeah, it's 30
That's
below. You have to
amazing.
walk up to the window. You're not gonna
Do they sell food?
not all of them. Sometimes it's just like hot dogs and French fries, easy things. But then there's others who will even make like the ice cream cake still. I mean, and it's still a walk up one. It's a small one. But yeah.
Look, we have McDonald's workers. Carolyn's husband, Kelsey, Derek. See, I'm telling you. In a room of people, you're gonna have a lot that worked for McDonald's. It's a thing. It's not statistics, but I mean it's just funny that it actually happens to be right. It was one of the things when I used to train before I started managing them. I would ask my class, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask a question, and that would be the question that I asked, and I didn't have a class fail the test of 1 in 5.
Well, that's amazing. Derek, how were you able to work at McDonald's when you're 14? Were you only able to work a certain amount of hours, or is it just because of the town you lived in you could start at 14? Where do I live in Minnesota? Okay, I live about 25 minutes north of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. So we're still south of in the state. It's I think we're like what is it? 3 to 4 hour drive to Iowa, but to go up to like the Canada border way up there, that's about 7-8 hour drive. So we're more south in the state.
I've been to Minneapolis. Nobody asked, but
Oh, sorry. Hey, yeah, who's been to Minneapolis?
I've been at least in the state. I went to I forgot the name of it, and had the Juicy Lucy.
Okay, Miss PJ, my husband went to college in Bemidji. And so I've been up to Bemidji a lot of times. We were dating when he was in college. So and that's where when I sent that little ornament to Nikki and G, and that's why I thought, oh, I'm gonna get to Paul Bunyan, because that's where they have a giant Paul Bunyan statue with the ox babe. And so I thought, well, how more Minnesotan can you get?
Yeah, I know.
Send somebody something. So
yeah,
well,
small world, huh?
Yeah, small world. Yeah. Yes, and then it's really, really cold there. So I don't go up there too much in the wintertime. Obviously, I did when Nick was going to college, but
Kelsey, Cheryl doesn't know she has an accent.
I have an accent. I know I have an accent. A lot of my Florida cousins from my husband's side say that I sound very Minnesotan. So there you go. I did ask Misty though. Okay, when we went to Georgia for a funeral in December, we stopped at the Smoky Mountains and stayed. I already forgot the name of the town, but anyway, so we were on that hike that day, the Laurel Falls hike, and there was some, I'd say, guys in their 20s, and they asked a question, and I answered it about the hike, and they're like, "Where's your accent from?" I didn't realize I had one, but I go from Minnesota. So there you go. Oh, you have family here in Minneapolis too. Yeah, well, I mean, families do spread. Some families spread. We, live in a bunch of different states. Some families still stay in the same state. Oh, see, Kelsey gets it too. You're Midwestern. Yeah, that's where it was. Florida and Texas is where I've gotten the most. Where, oh, are you from Minnesota? It's like they usually guess where I'm from. So you betcha. What's the other one? You betcha. Don't you know? I don't know. There's a couple things that are Minnesotan.
Yeah, I used to work for Best Buy, and so I've worked with people that lived there because that's where their corporate headquarters are, and they were native, and so I got used to that in my ear, and so that's when you were like, I don't know if I really have an accent. It was kind of funny, guys, because I was like, I'm sure we've been friends for months. I've never heard you speak. I don't know what you sound like, my friend. And so she's like, oh, let me do a clip so you can hear, and she spoke, and I'm like, oh yeah. Yep.
Hi, Mama. Thank you so much for coming. Love you, girl. Yeah. So I've been told that. Is this when it was some younger people that said it? It just kind of took me back because it was like, I don't know. There was so many different nationalities on this hike that I guess it just took me by surprise a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, people
It's
comment
no
on
big
my
deal.
accent
It
all the
didn't
time.
upset me or anything. It's just,
Oh yeah, no, people, and 95% of the time people guess I'm from Texas.
Mhm.
Except for people from Texas. They normally ask where I'm from because it's a little bit different, I guess. There's different Texas accents within Texas, and I have kind of a mix of a few of them, so it kind of messes people up. And then, super secret, my dad's from Oklahoma, so I have a little Okie in me
There you
too.
go.
Don't tell nobody because I was native.
Well, my brother moved to Nashville, Tennessee years ago, and it was funny because he was always so busy, we didn't really get to see each other often. And when he came up here for our Christmas, and he had the accent from the South and other things. He said, "I do not." I go, "Let's record ourselves speaking, and then you can actually hear yourself." I go, "I don't care that any of this has happened. It's just fact. You've been there so many years. How could it not happen to you?" And he realized, oh wow, I do have a more southern accent now, so
Mhm.
it
I'm
happens.
sure it would change,
Oh
but I
yeah.
don't plan on moving out of the South. So,
Well, no, I kind of told you a little bit. I think within the next few years, I could see us moving where it's warmer ourselves, because winters are getting a little too much, and I don't. We're tired of shoveling.
yeah. Derek worked at J.C. Penney for 7 hours. Derek, what?
Oh wow, was it that bad? You had to take off. You're like, one shift, I'm done.
I laugh, but I've had people quit on me the first day. So they go to break and then they don't come back, and you're like, oh, I guess this was
Yeah.
not a good job fit. Oh yeah, well,
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Well, and that's just point. So there's either people with your scheduling, or like maybe Misty, they're like, "Whoa, this isn't for me. I'm out of here. I'm just going to leave now. It's not worth anyone's more
mm,
time on anyone's part. That I'm just going to take off now."
mm. People quit for all different kinds of ways, and
Oh
sometimes
yeah.
sometimes you don't. Sometimes they say it's one thing when really it's another. But yeah, I mean, if you tell them one thing and then they don't honor that, that's
Hmm.
go ahead and get out while you can. So I
Yeah.
still would have shopped at J.C. Penney though, probably. Except for I probably would fit in their clothes now. What am I talking about? I probably could go shop at J.C. Penney,
Oh,
but
I'm sure you can now, for sure.
I might
Well,
not. They made Derek work weekends, so he had to quit on them.
well, JC Penney used to be a really nice retailer here, but it isn't as
Yeah,
great as it used to be.
they've been closing for about 20 years. It feels like.
Yeah, because we had some new strip malls built up, and it didn't last long. But the older ones that where you walk in, and it's the big mall where you walk around all over in the mall, it's still there, and it's still way better than any of the ones they put in the little strip malls, and which I think they're all gone now. All the little ones.
Oh, we don't call them strip malls, but I know that it's the same thing. We have them all over here.
Well, yeah,
They're
some pop up, and for sure was there
You'll have a
usually.
building and it'll have 6 buildings in it. You have that
Mhm.
like every couple of blocks. Like
Yeah.
they're all over the place here. Lots of food, lots of just mom and pop shops. So I mean, it's cool. They're not. Some of them are big chains too, but yeah, we have a lot of. What'd you call it again?
Well, like strip malls, or
Strip mall.
I know I know. I'm sure
I
there's
don't
a
really
better
have
term
a
for it.
name
It's an
for
old
it.
school term, I guess. I can't think of
Yeah,
what.
no, no, no. I think maybe it's a. I don't know. Maybe it's a location thing. I don't really have a word for those
Yeah, pop up
strip malls.
malls, little pop up. Well, and then has anybody that has come to Minneapolis have been here to go to the Mall of America? Have you been to the Mall of America, Misty?
Mhm. I went when I went to Minneapolis. I
Okay.
went that morning before I got a flight in the afternoon so that I could go there in the morning. So I went and hung out and went to the Legoland, and I didn't ride any of the rides. I actually ended up being really sick. They told me I got the
Mm.
moose flu. You know what that is?
No, I don't.
So where they call it. They say everybody who comes to Minneapolis and then leaves gets sick, and so they call it the moose
Oh,
flu.
wow.
So I
I'll
didn't know
make
if
that
it was
down.
just a them thing in that organization that I was with, or if it was like a Minnesota. I wasn't sure. I was so sick, so I didn't really get to do much. But the guys, if you've not been to the Mall of America, it has an amusement park inside the mall. It has a roller coaster. inside the mall. Ha!
Thanks, Belle. Hi, Belle. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah,
Huh?
there's live. And now, when you were here, was it Snoopy or is it now that because now it's Nickelodeon? So was it
It was
Snoopy?
Nickelodeon when I was there.
Okay, because when it
I,
first opened up, it was all Snoopy characters and all around everywhere. And then I wish I could remember why it switched, but now it's Nickelodeon on all the characters and everything inside the
yeah, that's
amusement
what it
park.
was. And then I ate at the Rainforest Cafe, which
Oh,
is not
that's
the most
yummy.
original place to eat, but I had never eaten there. So,
Yeah, that was always one where you had to wait in line forever to go to.
oh yeah,
There's some new restaurants in there, but there was one, I wish I could remember what it was, but the ceiling would change, like the weather. So all of a sudden it'd be like sunny out and then it would like rain a little bit. I mean, not on you, but it would make those sounds. And then it kind of started out like caveman people to modern city, and then like the weather would change all the time. Kids thought that was great. It was kind of, I mean, I didn't have anything negative about it, but it was just like
yeah.
like it's raining and we can't hear each other.
Yeah, well, the Rainforest Cafe was a bit like that in certain sections. It was thunderstorming at one
Yeah.
point where I was, and I made the really bad to sit there. Like, do you want to sit by the fish tank? Fit by the fish tank. Did you hear me fixing to say that? Sit by the fish tank. I was like, yeah, let's sit by the fish tank, and I did, and it made me so nauseated. I had to be like, can you move me?
Yeah.
And then they moved me next to this elephant that just about scared me to death. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like loud noises, and it was very loud. it did its little trunk thing and was loud. It scared me anyway. I got scared by the elephant at the Rainforest Cafe after getting nauseated by the fish. So it wasn't my best experience ever, but it's
No,
a
I
fun
hear you.
place to visit. I could see where kids would like it and stuff like that.
Bye,
Okay,
Kelsey. Thank you so much for coming.
bye.
Jenny, when did
Lexi.
you come to the Mall of America? Did you come recently or was it a while back? Hi, Lexi.
Yeah, don't forget to turn in your steps, everybody, on the
Yeah.
1st, not
Yep.
tomorrow. You got more days to get more steps. Go red team. That Lexi's there now. Go red
Yeah,
team.
red team. And anyone, and participate in the 5K tomorrow too. Extra steps.
Yeah. Do a little video. Send it
Yeah.
to
Oh,
Derek.
yeah, because Derek will put it on. Yes, make a little video.
Mhm.
Yeah, I bet you and LB just can't wait to meet each other tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. We're all going to live through you because the community, and you guys get to meet. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm very, very excited to meet LB. I know we're doing a 5K, but like we're not going to set any personal records because I want to talk to her.
Oh, for sure.
And we don't have that much time, to be fair, which I kind of feel bad about in retrospect now. But I'm doing Kirsten's live stream. That's 45 minutes, so LB and I are planning on meeting up at like 9:30, but we're going to need to head back out by like noon to get back to our own houses to do my Lego live stream. But
Yeah.
she's totally down because LB's fabulous. We've been friends for almost a year now on YouTube. So I don't know. And she's even been in my area, and my brain, I'm just introverted, guys. I know y'all don't believe that and really can't tell, but it just doesn't dawn on me that I could meet you in person. And so she'd be like, I'm going to be in the spring area for this, just on one of her live streams. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I know where that high school is. That's neat. Never once even thought, would you like to meet? She had to ask me. And then I was like, yeah, let's do that. Why didn't we do that before? So, yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you ladies. It's going to be great. And like if you guys get some pictures or even make the video for Derek or put them on your own channels, I can't wait to see that. That'll be great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure LB and we'll do something, some type of video. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. We haven't talked about it, but we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. So Jenny, you said you brought your little sister to the Mall of America. That's great. My sister's 10 years younger than me. My brother's 2.5 years younger than me, and we don't see each other much. And it's like I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but after my parents died, it's so interesting how the family kind of, I don't know, separated a little bit, which is sad, but I can't control that. So all I can do is text and see if they want to do things, and that's all I can do. But yeah, so
So they still live nearby?
my sister, as far as I know, I think she still is in Minnesota.
Okay.
But my brother's in Nashville, Tennessee, and he loves it there. yeah, he did live in Louisiana for a while, and then he moved to
That's where my
Nashville,
mom
Tennessee.
is.
Yeah, and he liked it. He really liked it there. But he got a different job, so that's what brought him to Nashville, Tennessee. And he actually used to work for the company. Sad to say, closed because of COVID. Um, let's say Dolly Parton's going on tour and she needs all of her stuff for the tour. They
Uh-huh.
make it and order it at with the company he worked for. So anywhere from keychains to t-shirts to whatever she would want, they come in little packets, like little booklets, that anything that you could buy at the concert, they would make. But since concerts kind of
Yeah, went
yeah,
by the
so then
wayside a
he's
little
working
bit.
somewhere else. But yeah, he worked there for many years, so it's kind of sad that that place had to close down. But who
Yeah.
knows, maybe it will start back up. You just don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, things are going to be different, but you live with the difference. Sarai's going to be. I hope you make it, Sarai. It'd be fun. I don't know if you can work out at 5:30 in the morning. Maybe you could. I don't know that it's going to be early for me still at 7:30. Tracy
Well,
would
you
have
can't
never
work
guessed
out
I'm an
then.
introvert.
If you
That's
can't
because
work
y'all
out,
don't understand that I sit here and really I just talk to myself. I mean, I think about y'all, but I'm here all by myself all the time. It's real easy to be on YouTube. Sorry, Cheryl, I cut you off. I
well,
think.
no. I was just saying to Shy that some people will come in and do the workout later. So if she comes just
Yeah.
to the live and maybe do the workout later. Oh, there's some for you, Misty, there from
Wow.
Val about Alexandria.
Hold on, let me get caught up. Oh, the Rainforest Cafe. Yeah, it's. I thought it would be like so much fun, and everybody talks about it, and it was kind of scary and unsettling. And I'm a different kind of person, guys. Some things that y'all think I would really enjoy, I don't, and then other things that you would never think I enjoy are my favorites. But yeah, I thought it would be so much fun, like animatronics and a rainforest, and I mean, it feels fun. It was not a very good experience, and the food wasn't even delicious. So, but Legoland was really cool.
Oh, it is. It's
So it's
ginormous.
definitely still worth a visit.
Oh, yeah, it's ginormous. There's a couple things. Yes, if you want to do the Legoland, the rides, and there's some nice restaurants. And they have a movie theater and restaurant bars up further. But well, those I think would be the main reasons to go. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same kind of stores you would have at any mall, except for a few
Yeah,
Minnesota stores that sell Minnesota items. But those main attractions, if those are what you're interested in, for sure, check it out. Otherwise,
absolutely. Carolyn, it's 8:30 your time, Carolyn. Come on, you can do it. You could get up early. You don't even gotta exercise. You can just watch.
you can lay in bed and chat.
Lexi's getting steps for you still. Look, Shaw's calling her
I
out.
know Lexi's so awesome. Yeah, I told her what all was going on. She goes, "Don't worry, I got you, girl." She's awesome. She's
Lexi
just
is awesome.
helping keep our team going. Yeah, thank you, Lexi. You're awesome. I wonder if a lot of people on YouTube are introverts because I'm like you, half. I could be home all day, not talk to anybody, but then when I'm out, if I get myself to go out and be around people, and if I'm comfortable and I know them, then I'm a chatty box. But it's I guess I'm like 50-50 that way too.
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah, I can turn the extrovert. I am basically a professional trainer, although now I train people how to do it. That's my job. For those of you who didn't know, I teach people for a living, and I do a lot of reporting. But we're not going to talk about that anyway. So, yeah, speaking to people on a video is quite literally what I do all day, every day, for the most part. So it's very natural for me to do that, and I can turn that personality on. And I think it's like people are still drawn to me too. It's really strange. Like maybe some of you, or Cheryl, even you're out there like that because there's just a very kind spirit about you, and I think maybe that's what it is. But I'll be in a store and people will ask me where stuff is. I'm like, I don't know. I'll help you. Let's look. But why are you talking to me is normally my first response, and then I'm like, don't do that, Misty. Don't be the introvert. Don't just help. They need help them. You can help. Because it's normally women and men like in their 80s, like older, and they're like, where are the toothpicks? It took me like 10 minutes to find the toothpicks. Did you know there were like cake supplies? Why are they there, Cheryl? You're a baker. Why
Um,
are there toothpicks with the baking supplies? But
to test your muffins and cakes or whatever to see if they're done.
oh, yeah, that makes sense now that you say that. I don't think I've ever tested a muffin or a cake. So
Well, the toothpicks back in the day, I mean, yes, they're in the baking section now, but they used to be more like I don't know what the row would be called, but they would have matches and all sorts of stuff in a lot of the stores by us. It would be toothpicks, matches, and I don't know, like oddity things in the row. So it
oh, like
makes sense that,
flashlights and
yeah,
car accessory. Yeah,
yeah.
we have it all kind of like that. Yeah, they weren't there.
Well,
though, but that's
I suppose because I don't know if they sell those little matchbooks anymore because and so I'm gonna guess that's probably why it's by the baking section now, which makes sense.
yeah, I mean that makes sense why the toothpicks are there. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What did I say? Did I not say? I probably didn't say toothpicks. Sometimes I don't say the words I mean.
It's okay. I know, Cheryl. That's why I just kept
Hi.
talking.
Yeah, it'll be in my brain. I think I said the correct word, but I sometimes do not. Yeah.
I don't know if
So
you
you
saw.
want other cheers? If anyone brought an adult beverage, just do a little.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to like the live stream, guys, if you haven't already. But Derek said he just pretty much blurts out everything. It doesn't matter. I believe that about you, Derek, and that's why I like you, because he's just gonna tell you. Ask him a question, he'll tell you the answer. I love that, Derek. I think that's great.
That is awesome.
It's really not a bad thing for me.
Oh, hey, Dual Wellness.
She can flip back and forth. Carolyn does have that baby mama glow. You do.
She does. She's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful, and I'm just so excited for her. I can't wait for that baby shower live you guys are going to do, or however it is going to work.
Yeah, I'm going to work it out with Carolyn. It's going to be fun. I hope a lot of y'all can join that too. Oh, Jenny's an introvert. She said Jaden was invited to a birthday party a few weeks ago, and Derek and me had to go by myself, so I had to step way outside of my comfort zone. Yeah, stepping outside of your comfort zone. I'm doing a workout at 7:30 in the morning with Kirsten. Way outside my comfort zone. I get it. It's big though.
Well, it's your first stepping stone to maybe creating your own workout videos and, or create workouts. I can't think of the verbiage I want to use. Your own fitness routine to share on your videos. Maybe, no?
maybe. I have filmed myself working out once, and it was doing a Smithy's Fitness workout with Gavin, and it was 4 minutes, and I sped it up about 10 times as fast, and it just looked like my body was standing still in the middle, and only my arms and legs were moving. That's it. That's all you've gotten, and it's way outside of my comfort zone. So, yeah, but that's what we have to do is push ourselves sometimes outside of that comfort zone. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Evolve, your word of the year. And I love it.
Dual Wellness was here, by the way, because that's Camille. Is that who you said?
Dual Wellness.
Yeah. Hey, Camille.
Oh, hi, Camille. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. I can't even believe, I mean, it's exciting.
Lost in the comments somewhere, everybody. Sorry.
And it's so exciting that this wonderful group of community I met that is wanting to share this evening or morning, whatever time it is for you, to be here. Hi, Tracy from Tracy Creates Dishes. She does some baking. She has another channel too. I can't recall. And I haven't watched it yet.
Face It Tracy is her other channel. And no, I do not want to vacuum, wash the floor. I don't want to do any of that for you, Tracy. I'd rather work out for you. That's how weird I am these days. Derek, you've done videos where you work out. Did you forget your own burpee challenge? You crushed that. What are you talking about? You've already done it, Derek. Maybe not in a live stream. Is that what you mean? Not in a live stream? Maybe you'll do a live stream one day.
Oh, sure. That would be great. But yeah, I suppose I'm still going to learn how to do editing. So that'd be something. But I suppose if you were to, Misty, create a workout video, you could edit it to whatever. Maybe, if you're making an oofta. Oh, that's another Minnesota. Oofta. Oofta.
I said it earlier. I didn't know what that meant earlier. My mom
Yeah.
actually posted that, and
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
know
I missed
what.
it.
No, that's fine. I didn't know what it meant, and I just sort of registered it in my own brain to ask her later. And you just said it. What is it
It's
you
like
said?
gosh darn. I don't know. It's like
Oh, okay,
oofda, or can you believe it? Oofda. I mean, I
right.
suppose it depends upon what, but it's just kind of, you know.
Okay, it's just an exclamation
Yeah,
of
kind
yeah.
of.
Okay, gotcha.
Or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm falling, oofda. You know, I don't know. Just burpee. Yeah, that's not my jam, Derek, but maybe someday it might be. I'm not quite there yet.
I mean, I do a modified one, but it is what it is. We modify, we adapt, we overcome. So yeah. Oh,
Carolyn,
and I saw earlier, so I want to call it out too, that
okay.
Val was saying for any of you who are doing the January Reset Your Mind and Body Challenge, they're doing a live stream. All three of them, Val, Sharon,
Awesome.
and Kirsten, all together on Val's channel at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. I've already marked it out and changed 2 meetings, Val. Totally going to be there.
Well,
So
awesome. I'll be there
just
too.
if y'all know,
That's
I wanted to make sure I circled back around to that comment that I saw earlier.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered. Caroline, I can see about doing a live where you're worried about your facial expressions. I could only imagine. I suppose like Sharon and Val and Kirsten, since I've done it so many times or taught classes, they have controlled or control what they may have done at the beginning to now keep a smile or whatever they're doing.
I 100% expect to laugh at Kirsten tomorrow because every week she makes me laugh. She's so funny. She gets slap happy. She starts working out so hard. She goes kind of crazy, which is fun but difficult. And so I have a feeling. Well, and y'all have met me. I tend to like to make people laugh. So it's kind of this thing I do. I like it. It makes me feel good. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to breathe, but more from giggling. I'm going to try really hard. Don't be disappointed, guys, but I'm going to try really hard not to curse.
You also have to do it in your mind.
It's not my channel. It's not my channel. I'm going to do everything I can not to say any bad words. I may call Kirsten crazy though. Maybe. Maybe. But no, it's going to be great. We're going to have a good time.
Hi, Val. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much.
Oh,
Thank you,
yes. Oh, sorry. She's leaving?
I think so. It says bye, guys.
Oh, sorry. Bye. Bye, Val. Love you, Val.
We love ya.
I just saw Carolyn. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about Camille and Max at Dual Wellness. It's a mom and her son, and they talk about all of the great topics. And currently, they're doing like complete reviews of their goals. So
That's
yeah, go check
super
them out.
awesome.
Go everybody. They're a smaller channel there, but go check them out. If you don't know Dual Wellness, go check them out. They're a great channel.
I might have just subbed the other day, but I'm writing it down right now so I don't forget.
Yeah.
I know I brought a notepad just because I'm a newbie. I want to just in case I need things. I got my pen, my notepad. My readers. We already seen them.
Having my drink. I'm going to take some of that.
All right, let's take a cheers. I have bullet whiskey because that's all I had at the house. And that sugar lemonade. And
I like whiskey and lemonade together. It's a good combo. I have Jack Daniels. I drank the last of the vodka the other night, and so I
wonder how that happened.
Wonder how that happened. Fill it to the rim. Wonder how that happened. Shot. I think it's time for another shot. Okay, Cheryl.
I know. I owe you big time.
I can say no if I want to.
I will owe you some shots on some kind of shot live or whatever we do. I will owe you some.
No, you're all good. It was a lot of fun.
It was great fun.
Yeah.
Whiskey. Shy likes whiskey too. Yeah, I do. I like whiskey. So it's good that it's keto friendly.
Me too. Tracy says she swears like a trooper. You know what? I've heard she's in Australia. Is that like an Australian thing? Because I feel like I've heard a lot of people in Australia and they don't have the cleanest language.
Oh, interesting. I do like to swear.
I don't want to like it, but the words are so much fun. Yeah. I know it's bad. I feel really bad about it because my mom and dad didn't ever curse. I never heard that growing up.
Oh.
My family, even my extended family, like nobody cursed. We used big words, if anything, to be really honest. My dad always said, if you can't think of a bigger word to replace a 4-letter word, then you need to learn more vocabulary words, was sort of his theory on it, right? And so that's why anytime I want to say a fun 4-letter word, I'm like, oh, there's so many better, more appropriate ways I could express myself right now. But, dadgum or whatever.
For
Not
sure.
that, but you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, when the kids are around, I'd say fudgesicles or something because I really want to say the F word, but I didn't, and so I would just come up with other things too, or oh my stars, whatever can come to your mind that helps out at the time.
Yeah.
Well, Shy, are you tomorrow? You get to drink tomorrow at 6 p.m. I don't know if I got that right.
Yeah, that's what she says. She's doing well, I call it dirty fasting, but where you have less than 50 calories per day, and that doesn't break your fast. She's doing 60 hours at a time.
Wow.
Video said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Derek swears a lot at work. Sometimes you have to. Yeah, butternut squash and flipping flapjacks. I love it. That is great. Caroline's
I believe that about you, Carolyn. I want to be like that. I mean, that is what I end up saying, but that's not what my brain is saying. And I mess it up. There's so many words that I try to fix by saying another word, and then I can't say those words right either. So,
okay, Tracy says definitely Aussie. That's why I have to censor myself.
Yeah, I've heard that y'all are very direct and to the point.
Risa, Misty, Risa wants to know if you got a new haircut.
I did. Look, yes. And I meant to take a picture, but then I had so many technical difficulties. But yeah, guys, achievement unlocked. Live stream haircut. Look.
Yeah, looks beautiful.
Thanks. Looks
hey, Philip. Yeah, nice new haircut. Hi, Philip. Glad you could join. Thank you so much.
I like her dorkiness too. That's why we're friends, Risa, because we're both dorks. Carolyn and I are a hot mess, but that's why we get along. We're in our own little happy bubble, just watching shows from the 80s and like she playing video games. Like, it's fun.
Well, I'm not great at video games. There's one video game I like, and I don't know if any of you know it, Toe Jam and Earl. Does anyone know it? That's the game because it's slow and you have to do little things. But you pretty much, it's aliens, Toe Jam and Earl. There's space aliens that land on Earth, and you have to find their ship pieces on each level. And if you build the ship, you get to go back to their land. So that's my level of video gaming. Sad to say, not very. No, Caroline, do you know it or have heard of it?
She probably does. I had to stop playing video games because I got addicted to video games. And then, well, it's a long story. I wasn't anticipating giving up video games, but then I was robbed and they stole all my video game stuff. And so I didn't have any. And then I was going with the insurance. I don't want to say fighting. I was working with the insurance to get things. And then I just never, once that freed up, I was like, oh, that was a problem. I mean, not everybody has a problem with it. I had a problem with it. I would be awake at 3 a.m. in the morning, falling asleep on a live, because I would play live with other people, right? Yeah. And I'd be falling asleep, and people would be yelling in my ear and waking me up, and then I'd have to be up at 6 for work. So, yeah, I had to stop. So I miss it sometimes, but it's not worth the risk of getting the addiction for me anyway. Again, so. Oh, yeah, of course, Carolyn knows it, and she loves it, Cheryl.
Yeah. Oh, she loves Toe Jam and Earl. Oh, my gosh, there's days that people can add on. What do I have? Do I have a Sony? I don't play it very often. Here's me getting excited. I don't really play it very often. I have a Sony PlayStation 4, I believe, so I don't know. I think there's an option to be live, but if you have to pay for it, I don't pay for it, so then we can't play. Sorry. I'm not going to pay for live video gaming since I don't do it. My son's a gamer, probably like you, Missy, have his headphones on. I can hear him sometimes yelling at whatever he's playing.
Yeah, I yelled a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of bad language online. I mean, I'm
Oh
just
yeah, I know.
oh
I've
god,
seen when my son was
not
like in
even
high
just for me.
school.
I'm just saying in general. Like
Oh, for
I'd be
sure.
playing with like I'm like, are you 12? You need to clean up that mouth right now. What do you like? I'd get all irritated by it right after I drop like 3 bad words in a row. But whatever.
No, I actually seen some of the stuff. My son said, "Hey, mom, you're not gonna believe what because I could hear him swear and stuff. He's an adult now, but before that, he let me see what has been people type and have said, and it's pretty interesting. Some of the
Yeah.
things that those young kids, even adults, say, I guess, but it
Well,
seems to be
yeah.
the most raunchiest is the little kids, probably like, "Hey, I'm free from my parents. I'm saying whatever I want to say here or whatever."
Cheryl, you're already popular. You got a bot comment, and I can't even delete it because I'm not a mod.
Oh,
Dang
what
it.
do I do?
Am I a mod? Did you make me a moderator? Can I log into the live stream and catch that? Hold on.
I don't even know how to. I will make you one if you tell me how to. Go
Uh,
away, bot. We don't like
I
you.
don't know. I don't remember how to do that, Cheryl. It's fine. It's not a big thing.
Okay.
I'm a mod on so many channels. I see
Well,
those and
you
I gotta
totally
click
can
on them to remove
be.
them.
I could try to make you one.
I don't know how to do it, Cheryl. It took me like a day of Carolyn helping me.
Okay, no worries. Oh,
I
Caroline's on here. Caroline, can you tell us how to make Misty a moderator?
I don't
We're
remember.
learning. We're learning in the celebration chat. Hey, we're celebrating learning today.
They said
Yeah.
if you go and you click on their picture, I don't know. I don't remember, Carol. That's why Carolyn and I are friends. Not really. There's 100,000 other reasons, but she also helps me with technology. I know how to do the live stream, Cheryl. I got you on that one.
Oh, you did. Perfect. It was perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, you did awesome. Get me here. We did it.
No,
Well,
don't ever put a lid on your dorkiness. Never. Or your
well,
awkwardness.
yeah,
Not
be
to call you
yourself. Be
out,
your
but
true
that's your
self.
best qualities.
Oh my gosh, when I was younger, I wouldn't let my true goofiness be out. I was always trying to be prim and proper, and I just
Sorry, that's not that funny. I apologize. There's a story about my mama being prim and proper after her and I finished a bottle of tequila on my 21st birthday. Or like it was a little bit after my 21st birthday. I got my mama so drunk she doesn't remember a little bit of it,
that's
including
okay. Maybe she doesn't want to remember it.
no, she probably want to. She just because it was loads of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolyn was getting excited about video games.
Oh
I
yeah.
used to
Well,
love video games. I don't even have them on my phone anymore. Like I can't even have them on my phone, or else I can't get off from my phone. And I have too many YouTube videos to watch. So.
oh yes, lots of videos. I just have a word game. I got rid of everything. A Sudoku and a word game. That's all I have on my phone. Um, Yeah, video games. Well, when my son was younger, that was his outlet. He loved to do it. And so I would play video games with him, but not any of those hard ones where you have to push too many buttons. That's just not my thing. So I do racing, all sorts of things, or the Mario games, race cars, stuff that's pretty easy. You don't have to use more than like 2 fingers or use your thumbs or whatever. So, I mean, I played a lot of them. I'm just not really good. And then, he loved to play with me because he would win every time too, and that's fine. He was excited, he was having fun, and I was spending time. I know some of my friends, because they don't like video games, they went playing with their kids. Well, but this is what your kids are interested in. So this is what Tyler's interested in. He asked me to play, so I'm going to play. I may stink royally, but he asked me, he wants to spend time with me. And this is the way
I think I get it naturally because I'm gonna wrap mom out again. But my mom and dad got addicted to the Legend of Zelda, like the original one.
Yep,
And I remember
that
at one
one.
point at like 3:00 in the morning, my dad screaming, "Burn down the city! Burn down the city!" I was so scared I didn't know what was happening. They had like the old yellow lined pad. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yep.
the pad. And they were writing down notes of what every villager said.
I love it.
But they would do it like after we went to sleep. We knew they were doing it because they would do it sometimes during the day. But yeah, video games can be a lot of fun and they can be a way to connect. That's the thing I remember about going over to my aunt's house was she had the first Atari that
Yeah.
came out, right? And then I remember watching her play Pac-Man. She knew like the pattern of it and would win every time, but it took a long time to win.
Yeah.
And I can remember being a child sitting there watching, like just like it was a television show, just enamored and just fascinated by watching her eat all the ghosts and get all the, it's like, so yeah. Oh no, we're talking too much about it, aren't we? I'm sorry.
What no? We can talk about whatever we darn tootin' want.
Oh, but Carolyn has also.
Oh, Caroline has put some here.
Yeah.
YouTube Studio settings, community.
Legend of Zelda, man. Camille, my parents loved that thing. It at the time it wasn't my thing. I was a Mario person, so those kind of games weren't my jam. I preferred the, left.
Okay, Carolyn, I'll go back and learn how to do this. I just don't want to accidentally lose everybody and Misty. I'm not comfortable with the internet, but I will go back and write all that down so I know how to do it in the future. Thank you, Caroline. You're awesome.
Oh, bye, Philip. Philip is
bye, Philip. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, you're a newbie on Bella's channel too. That's how I met you, from the live. So it's nice to meet you, Philip, and thank you for coming.
Oh, Jenny, do you have the new Zelda? The new Zelda looks really cool, but
I'm gonna try the new one. I've only played the old one, where you still had the cartridge that you had to put in the Sega machine, or I don't remember.
Yeah,
that's the last time I played.
So, yeah, they played the first one, like it was like an 8-bit, maybe 16-bit. I don't know. It wasn't very high tech at the time, but yeah, I remember them playing that. It was fun. Lots of video games. It looks like there's a lot of people here who either did it or their kids did it. And Sarai said that her dad memorized Pac-Man and Tetris. Boy, Tetris was my jam. I loved me some Tetris. And when that music got fast, woo! You want to talk about a good time like that? I love that. High anxiety sometimes in video games. That's so silly. Sorry.
Well, did the music get faster the more you...
The closer you were to dying, the more the music got faster. Like it was like a ticking time bomb, and it get faster, faster. I'm trying to make one freaking wrong move.
Oh yeah, because then it just gets you more. Yeah, like
that's
you get more tense. You get more tense. You're not relaxed playing.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I could totally do it, but I don't.
Yeah, they had like the little local arcade, and I would watch my friends or my brother and his friends play because I don't know, I'm not really coordinated that way, I guess. So I would play them, but I went last as long as everybody else. But
no, I wasn't the best video game player, but that didn't stop me.
Yeah, well, especially when someone's doing so awesome, like you said, you're watching because you're like, yeah, I get it, or finish, or however it's going on. Yeah. Oh, I miss playing Sonic. I played some Sonic too. What, did you have to get the hoops and the coins or something? I can't remember everything.
I have to be honest, I've never played Sonic. I know Sonic the Hedgehog. I know the thought behind it. I never had a Sega. I never had a friend that had a Sega. I never played Sonic before.
Well, I was an adult when I played these. This is when Rick and I were living in an apartment before we got married. This is the first time.
We can all be friends. Sorry. Donkey Kong, yes. Donkey Kong, I'm in.
Yeah.
Sonic,
Donkey Kong, I wasn't super good at. And then what was there, Frogger or something? It wasn't any of those things where the time stuff very well. I didn't.
Oh, my favorite was Space Invaders. If I could pick one video game to play from like back then, it would be Space Invaders. If I were to pick a game to play, probably Halo 3. I love me some Halo 3. Man, I played a lot of Halo 3, a whole bunch of Halo 3. I have to say that's probably my favorite just from the number of hours input into that. But yeah, from back in the day, Space Invaders, 100%.
That was fun to watch. I'd watch people play that. I wasn't very successful at that game, so I'd watch that one being played. Yeah. No. See, now look at we got from...
Yeah, it's one button.
The video games. We just never know where we're gonna go. It's awesome. I love it. Halo is Max's favorite.
Yeah, Halo, some good fun, man. I love that series. I love the whole series, but Halo 3 was really my jam.
Well, when Tyler was playing, what was it? World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft, he would play it because that's before the computer, he got his own computer in his room. It was like watching a movie almost. It was just so colorful and all of those crazy characters. I don't know if you get to create them yourself, but I'd watch him play. And it was like I was watching a movie or something. It's just so I don't know the word I want to use. Advanced. Games have advanced so much in colors, and I don't know where I'm going with that. Sorry. Just technology.
They have advanced a lot. They're definitely different now than what they were when it first came out. I mean, I remember playing Pong, right? Pong?
Yeah, Pong was like that first one. And I got to play it at some cousins.
On the one where you had the little dial.
Yep, it was just the dial, and just tried to stop the little dot from going in.
Yeah, it's funny. We're old guys. Some of y'all don't remember, and some of you do. Like some of you are old enough, and Carolyn just knows all things like from back in the day.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I remember video cameras where it wasn't just the camera, and the camera looked like one you would use to film like a whole TV show production. Like you set it on your shoulder.
Yep.
It was like this wide. It had a huge battery pack that you had to wear with it. Like I remember my aunt getting one of the first microwaves, one of the first CD players. It's funny.
Oh yeah, they're look anything like they do now. I mean, the first microwave we had the dial. You just turned the dial for how many minutes? There was no high temp, low temp, or whatever. Is this the dial?
Yeah.
That was it.
There was nothing digital. I mean, okay, you're fine, Barnum.
Hi, Barnum. Welcome to the live, Barnum.
Welcome to the live stream, Barnum. Sorry, everybody. Hey, Barnum, what is it? Come here. Yeah, you're okay. Sorry.
No, he's great. Rick's in the bedroom watching some TV, and I had him bring our cat Zoe in there because she's getting pretty old. And before Patches died, sad to say, right when COVID hit, she started doing this. I think it's something they do when they're older. Stare off and just start meowing like high pitch. And I talked to the vet, and they said it's really normal when they get older. But it's so loud that and she'll do it. Sometimes she'll do it for like 10 seconds. Sometimes it's 2 minutes. You guys will all go deaf if she's in the room with Rick. So he brought her some treats in there and stuff. So, but she's getting close to 20. So she's an elderly lady. And
wow, that is. Yeah. Barnum's 11. He'll be 12 this year. But yeah, he's my little old man. But he gets cranky sometimes. But he's normally good. But I don't have a place to. I live in a townhome, so it's downstairs and it's upstairs. There are no doors except for to the bathroom, and they're tiny. And I'm not putting him in there.
Oh and no, I went.
He was crate trained as a puppy for the first 3 to 4 years. He was crate trained, and so he goes back in a crate like that. But this is his home now, so I don't.
What doesn't bother me one bit? It's just because she sometimes if she starts doing it, it will just keep going, and I can't do anything about it. So that's why when Rick's, I really didn't want to shut her in a room. So I'm glad Rick's home so that they're together because that just makes it worse when she's going through whatever this is she's going through to leave her all by her dang tootin' self.
Sorry, these comments are cracking me up a little bit because. They're talking about cheat codes on video games because obviously Carolyn remembers old cheat codes, and Lexi's mom was too cheap to buy her the magazines that had them. I feel that, Lexi.
I didn't even know they were in magazines. I remember my son talking about cheat codes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then Carolyn is full of useless knowledge, number 437 while we're friends, Carolyn, because we just have a bunch of useless knowledge. Cheat codes are not in my knowledge bank, though, because we also did not get those magazines.
No, I didn't know they were magazines. I heard my son talk about them a lot. And I think, could you pay for them or something through the companies for the games? I don't know. I can't recall. I remember the conversations. Yeah. Cheat codes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Max can talk to me about addiction. I'm kind of going through the comments. Max is Camille's son.
Oh, hey, Max.
Yeah, it gets addicting, man. And this was years ago that I gave it up. So I've not done video game. Now I'm addicted to YouTube. So I just switched, but it is what it is. I guess.
You know what? When you said you had gotten robbed, it happened to us once. Tyler was a baby, and it was our first night we went out, and after he was born, and so we dropped him off at my mom's, and we went bowling with a bunch of friends, and we came home, and our house was just robbed. And it was interesting is because the back door was open and you could tell they got in through the window and they cleared out the one side of the house where it was like the electronics. Well, because the job, Rick worked at Wonder Bread then. And so he went wear his wedding ring because the bread carts, you could smash your finger. So he didn't wear mine. Well, I didn't wear mine because I was working in a like a bank environment, and you had to run these machines where checks would go through. They're called sorter machines, and so your rings would get caught in them. So my ring was actually on one side of the house. Rick's was in our bedroom. They did the whole one side of the house, took everything, and they didn't go into Tyler's bedroom because they seen it was a crib. There was a closet full of so much stuff, like Rick's hunting guns, everything. None of that was touched. But all the electronics was taken, and so it's like they came in, just swiped off the whole side. Our water, Rick had a water bed, so the sheets off, and they're like, who hides shit? I'm sorry, stuff in their water bed. You're gonna break them out. Who would hide stuff? What, anyways. So I was like, Rick had to work so we called a friend who lived in the neighborhood. Can you come over? Because I everybody is sleeping. It's the middle of the night. Where am I going to go? So anyway, so that's kind of scary. It's like, it's like, I don't know, violation.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, it's not the first time I've been robbed. I mean, when I was actually right before I went to college, we were robbed when we were away on vacation. And we also had water beds. I grew up in a water bed. I didn't have a regular bed until I left home, but they punctured all of our water beds, so all of the water spilled out. So then everything that was on ground level, like electronics and stereos and stuff like that, was also ruined. Like, it's just such, like, why? I don't know. I'm just one of those people. I just don't understand stealing from other people. I've been robbed at gunpoint more than once, unfortunately. It's no fun at all.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I don't either. I don't understand it either. The only thing we could think of is to know, because we weren't even gone that long. I mean, seriously, we just bowled for a while because Tyler was a baby. We wanted to come home. It was our first night, first night going out without him or whatever. I'm not saying it correctly, but, first night as parents not being, oh my goodness, I can't even say it right. But you know what I'm saying.
Date night without your kid for the first time.
There was a party a few houses down, and we figured they must have seen us leave, and that because it happened so fast. I mean, it really
was someone in the neighborhood that knew we were on vacation because they took their time. They were in there for a long time to do all of the damage that they did and to steal all of the stuff that they did. The one that robbed my most, and I still live in this apartment, and this is something that my mom told me that I always remember and have used in, unfortunately, several situations, is they can take your stuff, but don't let them take your sense of security. So I try not to.
Yeah, it will.
I got one of them put in jail for 15 years. Thank you very much. Pay attention if it does happen. I mean, hopefully it doesn't, huh?
Yeah, knocking. No one. I hope it doesn't happen to anybody. But yeah, it's really scary when it happens, and yeah. But
Barnum will not protect me, but that's sweet of you to think, Risa. Barnum would just want them to rub his belly because he's and he
there's somebody here. Pet me.
Every time he sees it, and he's nosy. Oh my God, he's so nosy. Everybody who's out walking around, he's like, "What are they doing? Can we go over there?" No, we don't talk to people. They're strangers. He's an extrovert. My dog's an extrovert.
Well, plus what do you call it when he's looking out the window? Cat patrol, or I don't know.
Yeah, he's on cat patrol.
Yeah.
There was a cat party out there the other day. Oh my goodness, he was going crazy. And like he gets this little line of hair straight up his spine that'll stand straight up. And he's part Dotson, so he's a long boy, right? And it just stands all the way up. And his ears, y'all have seen his ears, those of you who know Bark. Just straight, and barks with such a piercing level of anxiety. And I went outside because I was like, there isn't even nothing out here. I was hating on him and I was giving him a hard time. I opened the door and I was like, whoa, there's like 6 cats literally just looking at him like, what you gonna do about it, son? Like, they're punks too. The cats are punks.
Well, cats can be punks.
Cats can. I'm sorry, but they can. I've lived with cats too. I've owned cats, but they're not my. I prefer dogs. Cats are fine. Kittens are great. Cats are okay.
Well, our cats, they were two sisters from the same litter, but they look totally different. Zoe, who is still alive, she's black and white, and Patches was tortoise color. And she loved everybody. As soon as anyone came in the door, she would want to snuggle up on them. Zoe, heck no, hides. If she wants something, she'll let you know. Otherwise, she's like, no thanks. But Patches was more like a dog. Hey, love
Yeah,
me. Here I am.
yeah, I had a roommate. Well, not intentionally. She just came and slept on my couch one night, and then ended up not leaving for like 6 months. And so she had a cat named Reese because she was like a calico, so she had that
Okay.
Reese's Pieces
Peanut
kind of
butter.
color
Yeah.
to her,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, the peanut butter color. I didn't, and she was just a kitten when she got her, and so I was kind of helping her raise her and everything, and I didn't know no better, and so she actually kind of turned out like a dog too, and she would wait for me when I came home, and Erin used to get so mad. She's like, "Why does my cat wait for you to come home?" I was like, "Well, I think I accidentally taught her that, and I didn't mean to, but." And she would play fetch with me, and she would come when I called her. She wouldn't stay for long, but she would come, like, and she's like, "You turned my cat into a dog." I was like, "I don't know how to raise a cat."
Yeah.
I only know how to raise a dog because I had a dog from the time I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And there's been very few periods of time in my life where I haven't had a dog.
Yeah, I grew up with dogs. I remember my mom had a dog when I was born, and we had dogs till yeah, until my mom decided not to have any more at her house. And then Rick grew up with dogs, and then cats too. And the kids wanted cats, and so that's why we got cats. There was really no.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't mind cats. They're kind of an easier pet to have, but Barnum is not having it. There will be no cats in this house while Barnum is alive,
oh
unfortunately.
yeah, because it
That
won't be the window blocking him anymore.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, if we're outside, like he's pulled me over. He only weighs 16 pounds, and he has literally knocked me off balance and caused me to fall trying to get to a
Oh,
cat. Like
dang.
I have to hold his leash in a certain way so that it won't slip off my hand because a few times in the past, that's why I do it now, he's gotten away from me. Luckily, I have a word that I yell at him that will immediately make him stop and roll on his back. I'm not going to say it because he's in the house right now, and I
Yeah,
only use it in times of emergency.
sure.
But so I have to hold on to him because he will want to go after a cat. Like he wants to get him. We think he was abused by cats when he was just a
Oh.
puppy before he was rescued, and he does not like them. He's not a fan. Not a fan. I like
I don't
cats.
blame them.
I like smaller cats. Can you make the
Mhm.
cat smaller? I love kittens. Kittens are tons of fun. I
Kittens
love
are the
having,
best, aren't they? Yeah.
but cats because they could take or leave me, and I feel like I could take or leave them. That's really the truth behind it. I mean,
Oh,
Barnum needs
yeah.
me, and I need him.
Mhm.
And cat, I may need them, and they don't need me, and that's not a fair relationship.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. Like I said, we have one of each, and we've had some kittens before. And one ran away, and then, what can you do? It just, but they have such different personalities. For the most part, dogs want to be your
Hmm.
friend and part of your family and want to snuggle and whatever. So when you do get a cat, if that's what you're looking for, that does it. It's a win.
Yeah, and sometimes Carolyn's accidentally turned Calcifer and Loki into dogs, evidently
Yeah.
too. They're cats because we don't know. I think that happens sometimes. I saw that Risa said hers was more dog-like than her dog,
Yeah.
and you got a big dog too. That's just a shame. Big dogs are the worst at being dogs sometimes, though. They really just poor big dogs. They just don't. They're the most kind, gentle souls, even though people are scared of them. Most big dogs are just the most tender soul you're ever going to meet. But yeah, anyway, so.
They're too big and heavy, so they want to jump up on your lap.
They think they're lap dogs. Yeah, nobody told
Yeah.
them they were big. They
Yep.
have you talk about no sense of how big you are in your own body. That's how I feel sometimes these days in my smaller body. I still think of myself as twice as big as what I am. I feel like big dogs have the opposite problem. They think they're super tiny and they're not. You're not tiny.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that. Because you'll see they'll jump on the couches, and sometimes they'll take up most of the couch because they're so big. It depends upon what kind of dog it is.
I'd love to have a big dog. I'm not gonna lie, but I live in an apartment, so they don't. Well,
Well,
I say they don't do big dogs, but there's like boxers and pit bulls and everything in this apartment. But as y'all know who know me, I'm a rule follower, and so they say no big dogs, and so your Misty has no big dogs.
yeah.
but I do
Well,
love them.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Oh, Caroline said, oh, Loki. Loki's
Oh
rubbing
yeah,
his
Loki's the other cat. Yeah. Rubbing her face on your foot. Yeah. Barnum luckily went to sleep in his bed, so hopefully he'll be okay. He was starting to bother us there for a minute, and I thought maybe he was asking to go
Oh yeah.
OUTSI. Luckily, he doesn't spell because I can't say that word out loud, or he would wake up.
He didn't bother us at all. He's a joy to have around.
That's fun. He is most of the time. He just stop licking me. It doesn't make me feel better, and you're not my boyfriend. Those are the two things that I say to him more often than not. You're not my boyfriend, and stop licking me. It doesn't make me feel better. I don't know why he licks me. That's been since he's a puppy. I have tried every suggestion. People, I'm sure if I had an actual like dog trainer, they could probably. I think it's a me thing. I don't even think it's a him thing. I think it's a me thing that causes it. Heavens to Betsy, I wish we could stop it because sometimes it's like Chinese water torture and it's always my elbows, guys. Why? He wants to lick right here on this part. You don't have to lick my elbow. It doesn't make me feel better. Oh, it's a Dotson thing. Camille says, I didn't know that. Oh my God, he's such a licker. It's just,
well, there you go.
Love and affection. I can't hardly stand it some days. I don't want you to touch me right now. Stop.
Sometimes our cats did like to lick us, but if they lick too long in the same spot, it
rough.
hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't feel well. It doesn't feel good when he does it in one spot either. Yeah. But I mean, if I let him lick me, he would lick until his tongue fell off. Like I feel like he just wouldn't stop. But I won't break him over. Well, I know he's 11. I've kind of just reserved. Y'all have seen the videos. I'll be like trying to like do weird jerky moves to. Oh, sorry, I made myself blurry with all my jerky moves to get him off. Just stop. That's why when I did my barbell video the other day, I'm like, you're just gonna have to stay here, and I'm gonna have to pet you because there was no other way I was getting through that video in the living room. So
you'll never be able to break him of it. That must be something that's just genetic. They like to do that.
And then he's got the Chihuahua shake, so it's like he's got the licking from the Dotson, I guess, and he'll just shake. I call it his Wawa shake. I'm like, get that Wawa shake out of you. You're okay. And he'll whine like a little baby. Oof. I love
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Our cats, when they were little and our kids played soccer, and my daughter, when she was hitting the close age of puberty and, that lovely smell, her shin guards would be so gross. And yes, I cleaned them with bleach. But the cats liked them, and then she would take them off, and they liked to lick her shins when she came home from practice or soccer games. And that was too much for me, but yeah, so I'm gonna guess they like the saltiness or something.
I don't know what it is. It's either my elbow or it's my toes. Don't lick my stop.
Oh gosh, that'd be too tickly. I couldn't handle that.
I've accidentally kicked him just because my feet are sensitive. I walk barefoot a lot these days, but I didn't used to do that before I started working from home and was just at home all the time. I wore shoes and socks all the time. I used to sleep in socks. Like I had baby feet. They're not baby feet anymore, but it's just not only annoying for me, but when we're walking and we come up on somebody, if they're wearing sandals, I got to watch him because he'll go straight for their toes. And I'm like, inappropriate much. Stop it. This is a stranger. Do not lick their toes. Oh, it's so disgusting. He likes to lick toes and smell poop. He's such a dog sometimes.
I love it. Yeah, that would get me too. I'm very ticklish, so I would. Yeah.
There's just something about the toe, or if it gets the back of my neck or behind. It makes my whole body shiver. It's just. I hate when he tries to get me right because I have these big floppy earlobes as it is, and he'll try to lick me. I can't. The worst though, and I'm sure dog owners, do cats do this too? So I'm asleep and then like you can feel it. And I'm like, if I open my eyes, he's going to know I'm awake. And as soon as I think that, like he'll lick my nose, I'm like, he could hear me thinking.
When our cats were little, they would be more licking in the face when the cats were little. But more of it was the are you awake? They do that kneading.
Oh, yeah, the bacon biscuits.
Yeah.
No,
But
Barnum will just get really close to me, and like I can feel him breathing on me. And I always think if I don't open my eyes, he won't know I'm awake. But there must be some change in whatever. And
yeah,
it
Missy, you're
normally
getting wet
manages.
willies. You're getting
Yeah,
wet willies.
he normally manages to go up my nose or in my ear. Wow, okay, we're getting up. Okay, son, we're getting up. That's it, we're getting up. You win. We're doing it. We're getting up. I cannot.
Like, Mama, wake up. Wake up, Mama.
Yeah, he's ready to go. And I can tell sometimes because, like, I'll roll over and he'll, like, jump down and get out of the bed. And I'm like, oh, no, he thinks it's time to get up. It's too early. He's a morning person. Well, he's not a person. He's a morning dog. And we know I'm not. We're not. It's like we're opposites, but we're perfect together.
Yeah, that's
We've talked
awesome.
about dogs and cats now for 20 minutes. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care. Did you guys care that we talked about? Yeah, Alex needs some headbutt. Yep, headbutts. Yeah, cats will do that headbutt. Yeah, they'll do the headbutting thing.
I don't think Reese ever did any of that. Well, she didn't sleep with me though. She would sleep with the friend that I let stay.
When they were little teeny kittens, I would just leave them on my shoulders, and I would just wander around the house. So that's why it was really surprising to me that Zoe was, as she grew older, so antisocial, and Patches still kind of continued the whole snuggly whatever. Because I would be the only one home. Kids were at school, and Rick would be at work. This is when I was fortunate enough to stay home with the kids, and so because they're so little, I just kept them on me. Well, I'd be running around doing a house because we have a 4-level house. And so I figured, it'd be too much for them to constantly work. I mean, because they'd be following me. And then if they had to go to the bathroom. So, like, if I'd sit in one room, I'd set them down. If I go to another room, I'd put them back on me. So then they would never be too far away from the litter box. Because I think that's one reason. And I love dogs, but I don't want, because, the mom usually has to go clean everything. And so the litter box is just nice because it's the litter box. And I didn't want to go pick up doo-doo in my backyard.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. Like, well, for me, first, I think I'm the only person in my apartment complex who picks after their dog because that's what Barnum loves to smell poop. But whatever, I'm still doing it. I don't care if you don't do it. I'm still going to pick it up. But yeah, I mean, there are mornings where I'm like, I wish I didn't have to put on all these clothes just to go outside and walk you. Like, there are mornings that I feel that way, that I'd rather him be able to take himself somewhere. Like, or when I go to my mom's, just open the door and let him go, and I don't have to, because I have to be aware I'm walking around an apartment like I pay attention. Well, you heard my history earlier, so maybe I pay more attention, but I pay attention to my surroundings when I walk, so I have to be kind of aware and awake. And sometimes I wish I could just not and just open the door and let him go outside. So yeah, there are perks to cats for sure.
Well, there's great things about all pets. Well, okay, we got on the doo-doo thing. When Rick and I start hiking, there's trails that horses can go on, and dogs. And so signs, please pick up after your dogs. What about pick up after dang tootin' horses? Because it was everywhere. So now when we go on, well, I mean, it's wintertime, but when we start going back on hikes, I'm going to make sure that we find trails that horses aren't on, because it's like soon as some leaves fall or whatever. I clean my boots, and I don't want to really clean doo-doo out of them. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
I would have never even thought of horses.
Tons of it. I couldn't even believe how much. I was just like, is this a trail
they use shovels to pick it up, so I can only imagine.
I'm gonna guess because there's certain parts that didn't have any, and I knew there were some people on horses ahead of us, and so maybe there's more people earlier that day that were there. So I'm gonna guess. This is my guess. I don't know, but I'm wondering if maybe once a week they go through and clean, because there's areas where there's none of it. So I'm gonna guess maybe the state park owners or whoever runs the area maybe does that, because like I said, there was areas where there was none, but I never crossed my mind either. And I was like, because obviously I'm newer at fitness, and I got to pay attention to where I'm walking, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to absorb the scenery and everything.
Yeah.
I don't want to be walking in horse doo doo.
I don't want to be walking in any of the poop. So,
Yeah. Oh.
Carolyn said, "What did you miss?" We've basically been talking about poop for like 10 minutes, Carolyn, because the dogs love it, and Cheryl had to walk in horse poop on the trail. It's pretty much fun.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Sorry, are we losing everybody?
No.
We're talking about something else.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, there's so much here. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand why people don't have a little bit of common courtesy and pick it up. And maybe if you had a little dog, like that's okay. But it's the big dog owners that don't pick it up. And I mean, I kind of get it because it's a lot. But they even have like stations around the. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off on my.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you because since we start hiking, everybody that has a dog, I see on their leash, they have the things. Every single one. I have not seen one person on our hikes that does not have that. So I recommend them because
can they move to Texas and live in my apartment complex? Because these people are.
Well, maybe I'll say, hey, you looking to move to Texas? I run into them on the pass.
You have to dodge duck poop?
Oh, wow. I haven't had to do that. Wow.
Never had to do that. No, we don't my mom has a phobia of ducks too, so we never really got too close to ducks or chickens. And if we did, then it was like at your own risk because she wasn't going to save us. So it's not funny to have a phobia. I apologize, but that's kind of true.
I guess the most closest
something you don't think about.
Duck poop would be the geese on the soccer fields when our kids played. Tons of geese would migrate there, and so we'd have to dodge that, I guess. But that's the closest I've ever gotten to having a. I've had a couple birds, sad to say, land their doo-doo on my shoulder when I've been out in the world. That was gross. Someone says it's good luck if that happens. I don't know if I believe that. I just think it's icky.
Probably somebody who got pooped on that said that because
they don't want to say it's so gross like I thought. I know. Oh, 20 ducks that live in your backyard? I didn't know
ducks made so much poop.
I didn't either. Wow.
It's good for the garden. Yeah, I mean fertilizer, Camille, right?
Do you have like good to keep for the garden? Yeah. Do you have like a pond or something nearby? That's why you have so many ducks?
Yeah, because that's where we would see them is at different little pond areas, at little parks that we would go to around where we grew up.
Well, Caroline says it's literally everywhere. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, that's funny that they walk in flocks too. I mean, we had just a couple of ducks, and geese. I don't remember in my life ever seeing a geese, but I remember being in North Carolina. I had to go to Greensboro, North Carolina for work. Beautiful place, by the way. And they're Dallas Cowboy fans. Random, but I live in Houston. Nobody's a Dallas Cowboy fan here. I had to go to North Carolina to find the Dallas Cowboys. The Houston Texans.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I get it, but I'm not from Houston. Yeah, I'm from the Dallas area, so I get it. But I remember going there, and I was standing outside talking to one of the managers. We were on a break. And the geese were flying over. They were so loud. I had no idea they could be that loud. I was like, what is that? And she's like, what? I was like, you don't hear that? Is that a duck? What is it? She's like, oh, those are the geese. I was like, a geese? I don't even know that I've seen a geese.
Yeah, they're loud. They sound like hot.
Well, I mean, I did there, but I mean, like, just in general, they were so loud. I was surprised. Animals surprise me sometimes with what they do. Like they were saying earlier that cats growl. That's like squirrels bark. Squirrels are mean. I don't care, Risa. I mean, I'm not going to kill it or nothing, Risa, but squirrels are mean. They throw stuff at Barnum and I. Now, granted, he did chase him up a tree. I tried to stop him, but still, I'm a bigger target than he is, and especially where I live, there's a lot of pine trees. So there's, especially in pine cone season, they'll run up the tree and then they'll throw pine cones at us and bark at us.
Wow. I have actually never seen a squirrel throw anything or bark. I've heard it make a noise.
Well,
Besides, like
you say bark, it's like a yip 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 kind of bark, like a little
oh,
dog kind of bark. It's like
oh,
a
okay.
I can't imitate it, but
Well, like she's mentioned that they had a pool, but now it's not a pool anymore. That's why they have so many ducks. We do have a male and female duck, not every summer, but probably this has probably just been a few summers. They come and they'll have their babies and they'll swim in our pool, but they drink it. And I try to leave water out for them, but they won't touch it. And so, because there's chlorine and chemicals in the pool, so I feel bad that they're drinking it. I always, because like I say, they don't come every year, but when they do, I will leave a bowl out with fresh water, but they don't drink it, and it makes me feel bad. They're drinking the chemical water.
I love that you try anyway, though, Cheryl. You're so kind.
Well, I
You
don't really want to
take care of
poison
it. Don't
critters.
drink that nasty water. Drink this perfectly healthy water for you. Oh, you don't speak English? You don't know? Too bad for you. Sorry. It's so sweet. I love it. Reese, your squirrels wouldn't throw stuff at us, even if Barnum chased him up a tree, because he would 110%. He's Doug from Up. If y'all haven't said squirrel, he's going to be get it. We're going. We're off to. He's a hunting dog, even though he's only a little tiny 16-pound bit of nothing. He's got some type of something in him. He's a mutt that is a hunting dog. Like he even points. Like his nose will go out.
Oh,
Even
wow.
he has a crooked tail. If y'all have noticed, his tail hooks. Boom. When he sees something, tail goes out straight, nose goes out, and right paw normally comes up.
That's
Because
cool.
we're on the trail of what? Why? We're on a walk. Stop it. We live in an apartment. You're not hunting anything. I'm not going to let you get it. No. You may have rabies. We're not doing that. We don't play with stray animals.
I hear you on that. Yeah, squirrels. And I have a neighbor lady in the cul-de-sac. She loves squirrels. She even nurses them back to life. She'll post pictures on Facebook.
They're mean. They're mean. They're mean around here in Texas. Everybody, they're mean. I don't know what it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm.
No, ours like to attack
they're
our
smart.
house.
They're so smart.
They jump off the trees and they're like chewing on things on the house and stuff. So I'm not. I guess I don't hate them, but I don't love them. Just,
Yeah, no, I love squirrels. I think it's fun, and I think it's kind of funny, but I don't. They have accurate aim.
They do.
If they just threw stuff at us and didn't hit us, I wouldn't be nearly as mad as the fact that they hit me most of the time. I know they're not going for me. In my heart, I feel like they're not going for me. They're going for the dog that chased them up a tree. But I'm taller and wider, and so but back of the head almost every time, back of the head. Like not even cool. Like don't get me from the front. Don't look me in the eye. You got to be sneaky about it and get me in the back of the head.
Caroline said that fox sound like a screaming old lady. I've never heard one. I've never seen one in person. I mean, like at a zoo or something, but not out in the wild. Oh, wow. That sounds scary.
It's just, why did we never talk about that before?
We have coyotes. We have coyotes around and we can hear them. And it's almost not exactly like a wolf, but they do kind of have a sound to them.
I just randomly, all I could think of was the dingo stole my baby. I'm sorry, Cheryl, but you'll get that reference. The dingo stole my baby?
Yes, I love that movie. I love all those movies.
I was like, wait, you didn't get it, Cheryl. Let me say it again.
It takes me a minute. I do. I love that movie. I love all those movies. Because you talked about it in the past. Maybe it was live or on your channel. I can't recall. But movies, you love movies, and we didn't always have much growing up, and so it was like the TV, but movies, and so that'd be a special treat. Because my dad came from 10 kids, and so some of his siblings would take us to the movies, and so the first movie I remember seeing was Snow White, and then but also it's different because you would have like cartoons and stuff prior or other little things before the movie. So that was always cool. So you weren't just there for like how we do now is a few previews and then the movie. So it's kind of like almost like a little event. You were there, I don't know, maybe twice as long as the movie. I can't recall. I was a kid, but then that was my dad's favorite thing is movies. And so that would be, I guess, how we interacted the most was going to the movies. That was his joy to do because he's kind of a grumpy man and sometimes it was hard to hang out with him. So that would be our way to connect. And so I just have the love of all kinds of movies. And Rick did too. That's cool. So then our kids do too. So when you talk about all these different movies, it's like, yeah, I know some I don't know because it's like maybe I just never got to around seeing them. But I'm sad to say I shouldn't say sad. There's a lot of great movies I've seen, and a lot more I am interested in seeing. And some I
Yeah,
got wrong.
you know what's fun? I'm sure you know this because you pay attention and watch my channel. My mom hates movies. She can't stand a movie. It's like her least favorite thing in the whole entire world. And the only thing worse than a regular movie is an animated. And those are my favorite.
I
But
love
even when I was there, she's like, yeah, let's watch this Encanto. Let's watch it. You want to watch it so bad? Let's watch it. She took a nap. I watched it. I loved it. I still can't stop singing the soundtrack. But
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah.
she hates movies. But my dad and I, well, even now, obviously I'm an adult. I don't live at home. Like, he would go on a Thursday. I would go on the Saturday, but he would go the day the thing came in the theater, get the senior discount, and he works for the school district, so I'd get their discount. So he was paying like 50 cents to see a movie. He'd be like, okay, text me after you see it on Saturday.
Oh, it's
so
awesome.
So we could chat about the movie. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
awesome.
I definitely know where I got it from, but yeah, that's one thing. My mom and I are polar opposites. I'm my dad's twin. Which I'm still glad that my mom loves me because my mom and dad are divorced. That's probably.
Of course, she loves you. You're part of Mama. She made you.
Yeah. I was born foot lame, where I wasn't only born breech, but I was born with only one foot coming down, so they had to do a C-section. And my mom always joked, because this was 46 years ago, they had to put her under in order to do the C-section because they did the long incision, right? And she's like, it's a good thing you look like your dad, or else I wouldn't be sure that you were mine, because I do look a lot like my dad. It's kind of funny.
Well, my sister, like I said, she's 10 years younger, and my mom was forever in labor. My sister wouldn't come down, then she'd go back up, come back down. They almost had to do a cesarean because she was, and it's just everybody, it's different, but yeah. But love of movies. I don't know.
Well, that was my major in college too, which people who have followed me for a while probably know. But I was a radio, television, film major at the University of Texas.
That's
and
awesome.
Then it's a whole backstory to that I don't normally share, but I didn't end up doing that. But I do still love the movies. So, I mean, I love a musical. Musicals are my jam.
I love musicals.
Great.
And then, like, when you guys were talking about
song and dance in there, come on, let's.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I love it all.
The old tap dancing, I'm there for some tap dancing, man.
I love the old black and white movies. I love them all. I mean, if I can watch it, I will. I mean, I'm interested in all super scary movies. I do not like, and I do like some horror, but those ones that could actually happen, they're not my thing, because it's like, oh, that could actually, like vampires or zombie, whatever. They're not real, so I can watch as scary as those can get. But when it's something like someone's hacking through your wall and I'll watch some of them, but not on the regular. Like I watched Saw one time. My son loves all the Saw movies. Mom, watch Saw. That first one was enough. I did not need to see any more of the Saw movies.
Well, those, I don't like to see other people getting hurt. Yeah. That's like, and I know this is, and it's especially a little bit more relevant now with Bob Saget just passing away, but America's Funniest Home Videos, I never really liked it that much because I don't know, there's something in me, guys. Like if I see people get hurt, it hurts me. I feel it, and I don't like it. I don't want to feel it, and so I don't like movies like Saw, like that, where people just. I've now watched them. I'm not gonna lie, but because that was a little bit more realistic, and I just don't like stuff like that. But now if it's like just a B movie slasher film, the more people you can kill. Or like The Walking Dead. If somebody didn't die in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, what are we even doing in this TV show today? Why are people not dying? Like, I get really excited about it, like Deadpool. I mean, he killed like 3 people with one headshot, and I almost stood up in the theater and clapped. Like, I was like, that is cinematography right there. Yes, let's do it. Because it doesn't feel real to me because I understand the movies.
Yeah.
But scary movies just oftentimes, unless it's what I consider like a bad scary movie, which is, I guess, subjective, obviously. Like, people don't think Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a bad scary movie, but I mean, it is kind of it's not, but it's great. Like most recently, Crawl. What is it with that movie? It's about alligator. It's the worst. Like, I yell through the whole entire movie when I watch it with my friends about how stupid it is. But I have to watch it with other people because
Yeah.
I need to be able to tell what I think about this movie to you.
Yeah.
And I ruin it for my work husband because he is a horror movie fan. And he will show me his favorite horror movies. And he's like, "You are ruining it for me right now." I'm like, "I'm ruining it for you. Are you watching the same movie?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. I won't be that critical, but
Well, like John Wick, the action, because it's action, and yeah, is
yeah,
someone really gonna go around and kill that many people? No, they're not. But I like those kind of movies because those were my
yeah.
dad's favorite, like action. So a lot of my girlfriends don't like those kind of movies, which is great. That's fine. But I do. I like those kind of movies, and it's not that I want people to die. You know, we know it's a movie, it's fake, but it's
Yeah, that's the
action
thing.
and
Yeah.
whatever. It's just I don't know. I
And
like
I
them.
mean, I guess it's part of growing up in the '80s too. The B movie slasher movies were just what we did. I mean, that's when Jason came
Oh
out and
yeah,
Freddy, and I mean,
yeah, Freddie.
again, those are classic movies. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's kind of a bad. It's a bad, but that's why it's good because
yeah,
it's that. That's why Scream is so good.
yeah.
Scream is an excellent movie, and it's a horror movie, but it's so good because it made so much fun of all of the genre, and it nailed it. It nailed everything we love to hate about it, and
Yeah.
that's what was so much fun.
Oh,
So
I agree.
yeah, I
I
mean,
love
people
John Wick.
ask me like, "What's my favorite type of movie?" I can't even the one that's on my TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Me too.
Most
But
of the
see, then
time,
I'll watch a lot of movies that I'm like, it looks great, but it's like, oh God, I wasted my time. But I still watch it. I will watch it to the end. I don't know why. It's like I started watching it, I will finish. There's not too many. I won't. I stop watching. Yeah, I love John Wick, and I think is there a third one coming out? Wait,
he's
no.
trying to avenge the dog. Carolyn's only
Yeah,
worried about the animals.
yeah,
One of my good friends is only worried about the cars.
yeah.
He's like, "Did you see how many cars they wrecked in Avengers Endgame?" I was like, I mean, yeah, but he's like, there were some really nice cars, Misty. Like, I was like, dude, like they destroyed downtown New York, and all you're worried about is the nice cars that they hit. But everybody's got their
That's
own.
so funny. I mean, oh, I know what I
I'm
wanted to
just worried
say.
about the people, though. That's what's kind of sad about it. But that it's just because it's a movie, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And then because the trivia, when Nikki and G did the trivia,
Mm,
and we were talking about all those movies, like when you guys remembered certain things, it's like I have watched some of these movies so many times, and it's like, what am I drawn to? Because you guys would know, like I can't recall things like what someone was wearing or something. I mean, basic things I remember, but there'd be some of those specific things like you all knew right away, and I'm thinking. I've watched that movie like 10 times. I had to, as soon as you guys typed it in the chat. It's like, oh yeah, I remembered, but I could not. This is so interesting to me. It's like, what do I really pay attention to? I mean, I do know that after I watch it again and again, that I pay attention to like more and more things because whatever, maybe it's someone you really like is the actor or actress, so maybe you might be paying a little bit more attention to them or whatever is happening. And so it's just fascinating how you guys just like remembered all these little bitty things. I'm like,
I
wow.
don't know why y'all keep thinking I'm good at trivia. I'm not. I'm average. Here's the trick, right? And I think Celine was saying this too. Celine Ferocious. We know my dad said in order to be able to get along in this world and for people to think that you're smart, you don't actually have to be smart. But if you know a little bit about everything, you can talk to anybody for long enough to establish a connection and then move on from there. So I have the world's most random knowledge about things that I'm not even interested in because somebody somewhere at some point was, and I learned about it because I love to learn. Like
Mhm.
I can't help myself. If somebody, that's why with this fitness, that's why it's so exciting for me because it's all new. And I am learning stuff, and they blow my brain open. Like I was saying the other night on the live stream, I think, or one of my, I don't know when I said it, but when Sharon told me the tricep and about how that's three muscles, I'm like, it's a tricep because it's three. That's genius. But I never knew. Never knew. Like I really need to do some basic human anatomy. Like because how did I not know that the tricep was basically like a three muscle group? Like it's just little things like that that
Well, I agree because I never knew until I was at a certain age. I just it's a tricep. Okay, it's a tricep. I never thought anything
Right.
more of it.
No, I never delved into it at all. Not even for a second. Like I didn't even think about well, just like you and I were talking about the other night about doing sit-ups.
Yeah.
And how I can't do a sit up. And you're like, sometimes people who've been really big, they can't, their muscles kind of expand out and it's harder for them to get it in. You just got to keep working at it. I'm like, I know, but sometimes it's frustrating when you want your body to do something and your body is just like, nope.
Not having it.
We're not doing that for you today. You can build up to it. You can work at it. You can modify. But nope.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Since I was so bad at reading the chat at the beginning, did anyone say there was something they wanted to celebrate and I missed it? Because I feel really bad if you said something at the beginning and I didn't see it. So if there's something you want to,
Neil was watching Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Oh, Tracy!
All right, Tracy, good job.
Tracy, we're still here. It's not going to be a Misty marathon, guys. Misty has a lot to do
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah.
I love you, Cheryl. Cheryl, I love you, and I could absolutely probably talk to you for 6 hours. But
well, you're busy, and I'm kind of pretty exhausted. It was a rough week.
Quite a week,
yeah. It was but hey, we got the Rickster home, and that's really all that matters. So
the world famous Rickster. Yeah, I'm glad he's home.
Yeah. Yeah. And he goes, "What's next week gonna hold?" I go, "Hopefully, hospital isn't in that next week."
Dude, stop, Rick. We love you, but just rest, get some sleep.
I go. I think the hospital's sick of seeing us. I think we need to move on to something else. Come on.
Yeah, let's do something more fun than the hospital. Yeah, he's been really going through it. But he said he was in jail, guys. He's like, I finally got out of jail where they don't feed me food.
Well, I told you, he only got the one strip of bacon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cheryl messaged me and she's like, well, I think Rick's doing okay because he's complaining that they only gave him one piece of bacon. Look, I'd be mad about that too. You give me one piece of anything and I'm gonna be mad because I need two, but one piece of bacon, what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do? Just make you really angry that you don't have more bacon. That's all it's gonna do. I'm with him on that one. You can tell Rick I'm 110% behind him on the one piece of bacon thing. And you know what? He probably paid $10 for that one piece of bacon.
I know. That was the first thing he said when I picked him up. Was thank you for getting me out of jail. They're trying to starve me. Yeah, I know the hospital food isn't that great and they only give you so much, but that's the way it is. They're doing it for your health, and whatever. Yeah, I know, but we have to find the funny, because if we don't find the funny, life is just too sad. And and that was funny. It was funny when he said that once.
It was funny because it's so true, though. Like relatable much for me. I do. You know what? I haven't had bacon in a long time. I go through phases where I will have bacon every day. I don't think I've had bacon this month.
I do too, like you said, because especially keto, I think I go through, like you said, phases where it's like all of a sudden I love deviled eggs, but then I'm like, oh, I don't want another deviled egg for a while. I kind of go through phases where
well, first of all, I don't think I've ever said I don't want a deviled egg, but I go through phases where I forget that they exist.
Yeah.
Like I've always had deviled eggs, like at Thanksgiving and at Christmas and at like events, like holidays. And so sometimes on a regular day, I was like, do you know what? Today, Misty, you can have deviled eggs. And that's fine. And she asked if I remember Timon's song in The Lion King. Are you aching? Yep. Boys, bacon.
I love that scene where let me in. No, or let me out.
Laura. Sorry, yes, Carolyn. Of course I remember. Bacon is delicious some of the time. But it's weird how you go through phases of things where like they're your favorite and you'll eat them all the time, all day, every day, and then you'll go 3 months and you're like, oh wow, I haven't had that in a minute. Like I gave up dairy, and I gave up gluten this month.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. It wasn't, well, I say I gave up dairy. I kept the butter for my keto chow shakes because I do still have those, but all other forms of dairy were not allowed in the diet. And it was more challenging than I had anticipated.
I bet. Well, like that diet I have to, I don't know what you call it a diet, but that weird test I have to do. So in February, I go for that first appointment to see how the meds were working. And
Mhm.
then after that, I do 8 weeks with no meds and I eat all the food, those 6 food groups, and I go back for another scope. And then I eliminate dairy, nuts, wheat, fish, eggs, and I don't remember the other thing. So then that first week I eat whatever that one thing is. I go back 8 weeks later for another scope to see how whatever. So it's going to be a year process. So I don't even know if sure is. We'll just find all that stuff out. And I thought maybe make a little videos on it as it goes through. But it's just so.
Absolutely.
But it's like oh, a whole year. And guess what's last? Dairy. So they want me to go almost a whole year no dairy. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to do my best to be as responsible taking this test. But then they said they might not even find out what is irritating my esophagus after the year of testing. They still sometimes don't even
Oh,
know.
I would be livid. Oh, Cheryl, I would be so mad.
Oh,
You
I know.
did this for a year, and I may not even figure it out because
Yeah.
I've done an elimination diet with
Yeah.
my autoimmune disease that I have. I did 30-day raw vegan.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
I
I don't
bet.
suggest it. I could not eat enough to barely sustain any type of energy level. Like fruits and vegetables are great for you. They really are. And they're
Mhm.
very low calorie and they're very high fiber. And you can eat a ton of them if that's all you eat. But the problem is you have to eat a ton of them because
Mhm.
that's all you're eating. And then luckily for me, since I knew what the most common triggers were, it's nightshade vegetables, which
Oh,
are
okay.
potatoes, and your bum Misty loves a French fry.
Me
Actually,
too.
any type of potato. You can fry them, you can mash them, you can boil them, you can roast them. You can. It's like I love a potato.
I
However you.
love a potato too, girl.
No, I love a potato. They're so delicious. And my mom, and that's another way my mom and I are different. She's like, your favorite food is the most bland food on the planet. I was like, I disagree. I think potatoes have a very distinct flavor, and I love that flavor. She's like, but it's bland. And then I realized I like all bland foods because my favorite foods were white bread, which a lot of people just can't even stand, saltine crackers. Don't give me none of the buttery, delicious crackers. Give me the saltine
Mhm.
crackers.
They're good.
It's like chicken with salt and pepper. Don't put nothing fancy on it. Just basic chicken. It's like I like the most bland and potatoes. Like that would be my jam. I love it. And now I can't have any of those things because now I have found out that all of those things are not good for me. But the elimination was hard.
Yeah.
And then to think that you would go a year and not figure it out, at least like I know, no eggplant. I'm sorry. I love you and whoever you are. And I have always said, if you make something for me, I will eat it. If you make me eggplant, I probably will not because it's like an instant trigger
Oh, I bet. I bet
for
for
me.
sure.
Tomatoes, I have to limit anything that's called a nightshade. Nightshade vegetables are vegetables that actually they're poisonous to some humans
Yep.
because they're meant to be poisonous to other species, but for some of us, it triggers things in us. So, I mean, I wish you luck with that, Cheryl. I know it's going to be difficult and giving up dairy
Mhm.
for a whole year. Well, what I was going to say about the giving up dairy, the hardest part was not the cheese. The hardest part was not the heavy cream. The hardest part, it was the ice cream, guys.
Yeah, I can see that.
I want some ice cream so bad. Like I mean, keto ice cream is good. I
It
like
is.
it.
It's
There's
really
so
good.
much. Yeah, there's so much good keto ice cream out there, but oh my god, I didn't even think of ice cream being dairy when I said I wasn't going to do dairy, guys. And I realized just how much ice cream I eat, and I have from the time I was. My dad would have a bowl of ice cream like every night before we would go to bed. Like we would get the big gallon jugs of ice cream.
Mhm.
Y'all know what I'm talking
I
about?
do. I sure do.
Like that's what he would get from Winn Dixie, and he would have it. He would have that every night, and peanut butter and syrup after dinner. Peanut butter's amazing, right? Ice cream, and it's funny how you get so used to eating foods that you don't even think of what's in them. Like I was also doing the dairy free, and for 2 days I had Caesar dressing.
Oh, and there's dairy in our Caesar.
My first ingredient is cheese, Cheryl. I felt so bad. So I mean, I didn't fail the challenge,
Yeah.
but I unintentionally,
Yeah.
and I was like, this salad is amazing. This salad is so good. Why is this salad so delicious? I'm gonna have it again today. I ate it the second day, and the third day I went to make it, and I was like, oh wait, Caesar's low carb because it's cheese. But you get so used to eating
Yeah.
things that you don't even realize. So, and that's what's going to make the elimination diet probably the hardest is, and I know you like to bake and cook. Cheryl makes all kinds of fun things, guys. She's constantly like
Well,
posting
I got a bunch of recipes to
Instagram.
try to
I
get on
know.
the channel.
You're
But you
going to
talk
do a recipe tomorrow, right?
I'm gonna do, yeah, I wrote a couple things down. I'm gonna try. But now that you brought this up, it's a really good question. Since we're live right now and I'm on my laptop, I know this is gonna be a really silly question. Can I use my phone or do I need to use my laptop
For what?
tomorrow in the kitchen?
You can use your laptop.
Oh, okay. Oh, I just
As long
I
as
know,
the
so
laptop
silly.
can go
It was
there.
like,
No, it's not silly. Look, y'all know I have made like 10 thumbnails in my whole history of YouTube. Like, there are some things about technology that, I mean, I can learn it, guys. I just don't. It's just going to be me sitting here in front of this background anyway. So why not just take a screenshot of that from like whatever YouTube picks I got? I don't know. But yeah, if your computer moves, you can do it. Like, I could
I can
join.
move it. I'll just have to put some things underneath it, I guess, and maybe just move this for angles or
Yeah,
something.
well, that's like you should have seen me trying to prep before I met with Kirsten on Monday to talk about what we were doing because I don't. I mean, I film in my living room from time to time, but not from the vantage point that I'm going to need for y'all to be able to see me in the live stream doing the workouts.
Yeah.
And then, of course, for those of you who've done a live stream on StreamYard like this, you know everything is backwards. So I kept trying to show her stuff. We had a good time because she's great, but I would be like, she would tell me, well, first we're going to do this. I'm like, I know how to do that. Can I show you? Because I want to make sure, like, if you want to correct something before we go, because there are things that I'm going to show modifications on and some things I can do, but we'll still show the modification, and it will be easier for me to show the modification to show, how you can move up and progress and things like that. But it was weird setting it up. So yeah, I was like part on a stool, part on a book. I had like a little thing tilting it a little bit. Yeah. So whatever you need to do, Cheryl, I'm sure it'll look great. We're talking about my live stream tomorrow. For those of you who are still here, I think most of you who are here may be on the live stream tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe not Lexi. I mean, if there's a spot for you and you want to join the live stream tomorrow and you can, feel free.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get it. Whatever you can set up, Cheryl, is fine.
Okay.
And if you want to make a little treat, that's good.
Yeah.
I love it. Whatever creative you want to do. Yeah, Carolyn got the ice cream and the giant pickle. Man, that's the one good thing about keto. I still get pickles.
Yes, I love pickles. Put them in my salads or just eat them as a snack, whatever. It's great. I love it. All different kinds too.
I pretty much like anything pickled. Like I like pickled asparagus. I like pickled carrots. I like olives, which are kind of a pickled, food. Anything.
Well, what did you have at your mama's house? What were they? Quail
eggs?
eggs?
The quail eggs. Oh my God, those were so good.
I'm interested in trying them. I've never had them, especially since you were they tasted so good.
Yeah, no, I had never. So one of my subscribers, she's not a content creator, but her YouTube link is CW, and I'm sure
she's a nice lady.
Yeah, CW is a wonderful human. She's really fun. She has a lot of good keto recipes. She's the one that got me into keto chow. She has a great taco seasoning. Anyway, oh dang, I started talking about CW. I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about, Cheryl? Anybody know?
A recipe?
I was talking about a live stream.
Pickles. Oh, the quail egg.
The quail eggs, right. So she's like, you should try a pickled egg. And I'm like, I've never had a pickled egg. She's like, you need a pickled egg. And so when my stepsister passed, I went to my stepdad's house and my stepbrother was there with his wife and their little baby, Charlotte. Oh, she's so cute. She just turned 8 months old and she's a little redhead, which makes it better for me. For any of you who know, like the classic Charlotte's Web, she was a redhead. Anyway, whatever. He's like, oh, you need to try quail eggs. He's like, you'll love quail eggs. I was like, I've never even had a regular pickled egg. Like, because we had a little charcuterie board, or as my mom calls it, a smorgasbord, because that's what we used to call it back in the day before we knew the fancy term for it. But yeah, he's like, you should try quail eggs. And so we were at Walmart, of all places, and I found it. And I tried them. Man, those quail eggs, oh, it was something about the texture, because I'm a texture eater. Yeah. Like, the flavor is what it is. Like I could almost eat anything no matter what it tastes like. But if it's a weird texture, I can't. But yeah, if you can find, I mean, even Walmart has them. Like, and that was the thing. CW was like, I thought quail eggs were fancy. You found them at Walmart.
Did you have them in the fridge? They were cold.
Yeah, they were not in the fridge when I bought them.
Okay.
But we put them in the fridge just because I don't know why. Why don't you put your pickles in the fridge? Why do we do that? They don't need to be.
No, they don't. But yeah,
aren't they better? That's funny. Why do we do that?
I guess because if it's a nice crunch, well, eggs obviously are different, but pickles and the carrots and everything, they have a nice crunch. So I'm guessing it's cooling. I don't know.
That's funny. I never thought about it.
Well, I do know when my grandma talked about years ago when she'd pickle or can or anything, and they would have it in the like it was like a cellar or something. It was cool to keep it preserved longer. So maybe it's just a fat thing where it's ingrained. Oh, cool. Keep it cool to last longer. I don't know.
Oh, maybe like a refrigeration. Like I remember the time my mom told me that they because people call it a freezer, refrigerator, all these things. And for a long, long time, I called it an ice box. And my mom said, well, you call it an ice box because that's what I call it. Because back in the day, you would have to get a block of ice to put in the box. So it was an ice box. Like mind blown. Oh, really? That's where that name came from? I had no idea that's where the name
We actually had one in our basement that got passed down from our great grandparents. So we used it more for storage, in the basement. But yeah.
It's weird. I saw somebody doing a poll of where do you keep your butter, and all my brain could think is, what do you mean, where do I keep it? I keep it in the refrigerator. But evidently that's not a thing. Like a lot of people don't keep their butter in the refrigerator.
I keep it in the fridge, and then when I want to use it, I will take out whatever section of it and then put it.
I know sometimes you have to soften it for cooking. Yeah. Like I don't cook, but I read recipes. Like I see, I like to watch people cook. I love to watch Maha's recipes. I would never do any of those. I would eat them though. Like I love to watch y'all make. I love watching Carolyn's recipes, and they're super fun. I love Carolyn's. Anyway, I love watching recipe videos, but I'm not gonna make them. But yeah, it's when you see things like that and you're like, you didn't put that in your refrigerator. And then just like we were talking about, why do we put pickles in the refrigerator? I guess habit.
Your melatonin's kicking in. Well, I hope you get a wonderful night's sleep.
Thanks for joining.
I
didn't know, Carolyn, your dad put pickled eggs in. That's hysterical. They're good though, right? Like now I need to try a pickled egg. I actually stopped. There's a gas station here in Texas. Well, now I think it's branched out and is in other states called Buc-ee's, which a lot of people have heard about because Buc-ee's is like, it has the largest gas station like in the United States. They're massive places and they normally sell pickled eggs. And I had on my way to my mom's for our Christmas celebration, which is when I had the quail eggs, I stopped to buy them and they were out.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, are these things so popular that they're like, that's crazy.
We did see those Buc-ee's all over when we went to Georgia.
Yeah, they're in Georgia now and Florida now. I think they're branching out, but for a long time they were a Texas thing. And that's part of the joke was that they were so big because they were in Texas and everything's bigger in Texas, including Texas. I mean, that may be true. I don't know. I've only lived in Texas.
You were talking about
bye, Sarai. So excited.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good night's sleep. Texas. Football. I really didn't watch much football, but my mom loved the Dallas football team. Why am I drawing a blank now? Dallas
Cowboys. We can still be friends though, Cheryl, but like you're pushing me.
I know. I seen the star. I seen the blue star, and I just couldn't get past the blue star.
You're good.
And then the cheerleaders, and so I really didn't know there was cheerleaders for any other team because when it was like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were like everywhere on like all different kind of programs and stuff. And so when I was a little kid, I didn't even realize there was cheerleaders for anybody else but
Yeah, they all have them. Yeah, but the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are as popular as the team. Like I've had people that I've known who are Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Like it's a huge
It
thing.
is. It is.
Just
And
like
so that's
it's
all I
really
knew.
popular in basketball for like their halftime games. They have like their squads that come out and do dances. But yeah, from
Hi,
back in the day,
Lexi.
good
Thank
night,
you for
Lexi.
coming. Yeah, so
Uh,
I didn't even realize that was anybody else would have cheerleaders except for
that's funny. Yeah,
Dallas.
they do. But yeah, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are super popular. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they even had shows on them at night. If I recall as a kid.
Oh, yeah, they
They
have
would do shows about-
calendars. They had, yeah, they were a huge
Yeah.
part of why people went to the games was to watch the cheerleaders.
Oh, well, first of all, yeah,
Which
they're
makes
fabulous.
sense to us because, I mean, in Texas, Friday night football for high school is a huge thing. I mean, they've had Friday Night Lights. Hello. Like, I grew up and I was in the band so that I could go to every football game. But what used to really annoy me was that occasionally we'd have to play some songs and I'd be like, but can't you see that we're about to score a touchdown right now? Why are we playing a song? Like, you need to get in touch with a coach on the field. Like, I'm a big, I like, well, Carolyn can tell you, I'll be like, Carolyn, the boys are losing right now. They're losing. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, but they're just killing me right now because nobody cares but me. Like, I'll be like, you know how they'll be like nobody and it'll be blank and then it'll be like me. I can't believe that we're in the fourth quarter and they're doing this. Just like, you know, they almost made it to the playoffs. How many almost can we? I mean,
I know. Well, I told you the other day, they fired a couple Viking like a coach and somebody else when they didn't win that or whatever because it's from the season.
I mean, they finally got rid of Tony Romo, and I know people loved him. Not a fan, but the thing is we still have Jerry Jones. So what are you gonna do?
Well, there's next year. You guys will kick butt.
We'll still have Jerry Jones as the owner, and the one thing I do like about him is he will tell you exactly what he's thinking.
Okay.
We know when a coach is about to go. And I think the coach is about to go. But like he'll just straight shoot it. Like I appreciate that about him, but
it's frustrating. Yeah. So a guy friend of Rick's.
We went from poop to football, Cheryl. How did we do that?
I don't know. I'm a multi-chatter about anything. Probably like what you said your dad said. Know a little bit about everything.
Exactly. That's right.
When Tyler was little, a friend of ours, he loved the Dallas Cowboys. That's his favorite team. So he even got Tyler to say that that's the best team on purpose to irritate Rick, and it would be so funny. So Tyler would come running around, hey, Dallas Cowboys on. I hope they win. And Rick's like, but yeah, I because what do you have outside your family is we had the TV. I mean, I remember when we got a colored TV. We didn't have it right away, so we saw black and white when I was a kid. And so then when you got a colored TV, then all of a sudden you see these the black or the white and blue costumes and whatever. It's just like, whoa,
Yeah. Well, I grew up with color, so that is something that's different. Was we did have color.
Yeah. So when there's a few kids or families that did have colored TV on our street, but we didn't. We were a little later to the game, but that's okay.
Yeah, we were later to most of the stuff, but I did have a colored television when I was growing up. I mean, it didn't have a remote control. It was back in the day where you had the little dial, and I would go up, like the TV would go out, and they're like, Misty, go get the TV. I'm like 3 or 4 years old, and I go and I like pop the side of the TV, and somehow I knew exactly how to do it. Had like the right strength amount as a 3 or 4 year old that I would get the TV to work again. Or you had the old cable boxes where you would slide across until you got to the right number. I don't know if you had that.
No, I didn't, but I know what you're talking about. I didn't. Yeah. Or it was like.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say how we got that cable or where all the wires were run. But I had a cable box.
Well, and then when VCRs came out, we would rent. Again, I can't remember the place we'd rent. So the Friday night, we'd go rent the VCR and a few movies because it was like a package deal. And then you brought them back Sunday night. And so we did that for many years too before we finally bought a VCR because they were expensive when they first came out.
Oh,
so
sure.
It was cheaper to go rent one for the weekend and rent some movies.
I don't remember ever renting a VCR.
Well, it didn't take long for them to get reasonable price, but when it first came out, it was just they were pretty spendy. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure everything normally is when it first comes out. It's just stupid expensive and doesn't even make sense. I remember I bought 2 CDs on the same day. I bought Tiffany, I Think We're Alone Now,
yep.
and Randy Travis,
Oh, there
Forever
you
and Ever Amen. And like, what do those 2 things have in common? Nothing. I loved them. They were great. And it was the first CDs I ever bought. I remember buying CDs. I remember 8 tracks.
go. Yes.
Like, even
I
some
had
people
the
my
other
age don't even remember them that well because they were already being phased
Oh,
out.
yes.
You know, by the time I was old enough to kind of remember, but my family still had them. My dad's car had one.
Well,
Yeah,
we had that like TV console thing or whatever, where the TV was in the middle and you lift up the top and it had the record player and the 8-track, and there was something else I can't recall. So yeah, we would listen to the 8 tracks and stuff, and then once they got rid of that console, I think that's when like the VHS record, those things started taking place. But yeah, it's so big. It was like your furniture, but it was your TV and everything. It was all in one.
Yeah.
All in one. Good old TV dials. Yes, Caroline. You're pretty young, but you
I'm telling you, my friend is an old soul. She's got an old. She knows all that, and she appreciates all that stuff too, which is
awesome.
I like.
It's awesome. Well, I think we just only have Caroline. Caroline, thanks for sticking with us.
I appreciate you, friend. She's
yeah. Well, should we call it an evening? I know you got a huge big day, and I just appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me set up.
Well, happy birthday again, Cheryl. I have just enjoyed sitting here talking to you for the evening. It's been nice and relaxing, so I don't got to worry too much about tomorrow. You kind of kept me distracted. And in a classic Anywhere Misty Goes on the live stream, we've talked about any and everything, and I'm super glad to be here doing that with you tonight.
If I turned anybody off for my crazy chat, I apologize, but it's this life. I talk about whatever, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what we should do, right? Just be you, and that's what people are drawn to. You're a very kind spirit, and I'm glad to know you, and I'm happy to call you one of my friends, Cheryl. So
thank you.
Thank you for everything that you've done for me and looking out for me, and anything that I can do, you just let me know.
Same back at you, girl. Love you. Love you too, Caroline. Thanks for staying.
Oh, yeah. I love Carolyn. Yeah. Carolyn and the little baby.
Well,
I call the baby little friend because I call
it's so cute.
Carolyn's friend. And then the baby's little friend. So I hope you and little friend have a good evening. I'll probably chat with you in the Discord. Carolyn, what am I talking about? Carolyn and I talk every day. She's my best friend. So
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Caroline.
Yeah, she'll be there with me. She's going to be our moderator. So she'll be telling us coming in and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so all I got to do now is sleep. Oh, my God, everybody pray because I know y'all are the praying type. So pray for me that I sleep, guys. I'm so excited about tomorrow. Every time I think about it, all of the things. I get to hang out with Kirsten. I'm going to exercise. Look, since there's not very many people here, y'all want to know a secret? Carolyn kind of already knows. I have fancy pants. That's what I call them. I got yoga pants. Like I got some workout. I'm gonna wear them tomorrow. So Carolyn, definitely catch the replay, and you're gonna catch a pair of my fancy pants.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yay, Misty! Woohoo!
I'm stepping all the way outside of my comfort zone. I'm like, heck, you know what? If I'm gonna be on this video, because I messaged Carolyn like a month ago or something when I bought the first pair to check the sizing. I was like, Carolyn, guess what? I bought a pair of yoga pants, and you know what? Great, I get the hype. I totally get the hype. They're so comfortable, and I can do all my workouts in them. So
they are comfy. That is for sure.
If little one has to pee early enough, Carolyn will be there. If you catch the replay, Carolyn, that's fine too. I just appreciate you. You know, you don't even have to watch. I'll be telling you all about it, friend. So don't you even worry about it. Yeah, yay for the fancy pants. Look at me. I'm going way outside my comfort zone. And spoiler alert for y'all, it's going to be green.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you be green? You're on the green team, girl.
That's right. That's why I chose the pair that I chose. Well, I didn't choose them that way originally. It just happened to work out really well. So yeah. I'm super excited, but yeah, it's great fun. I'm glad that you've had me here today. I'm so glad that you
Well, thank
created
you.
channel
Thank
so
you for
that I'm
everything.
glad that all of your friends were here to help you celebrate your birthday because
Oh,
you're
it's super
certainly worth
awesome.
it, Cheryl. You have been such an inspiration to so
You make
many of
me
us.
cry.
No, I didn't mean to make you cry. No, don't cry. I'm just saying, Cheryl, people like you. You're really nice. Don't cry about it. Just be about it. You're wonderful. We love you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me. Thank you for having all of us here to celebrate with you. You are worthy of celebration, and we love you.
I love you too. Thank you. I love you too, Caroline. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Colin.
Now, do I just hit end broadcast?
End broadcast. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
bye,
Bye,
Caroline.
everybody.
And if there was anybody else here we didn't see, goodbye to you too. Thank you.
Bye. We'll be here after you hit end broadcast.
Okay. Okay.
Hit the button. Come on. Let's
I am.